The Bryce Cal Musket is up for grabs once again today at Wildcats Stadium. UNH has won the last 3 meetings against Maine, including the last matchup in Durham 2 years ago. And today the stakes are massive for the 25th ranked Wildcats. A win this afternoon could clinch them a spot in the FCS playoffs, but the Black Bears hope to spoil the party. And we thank you for joining us here at Wildcat Stadium alongside former UNH running back Evan Gray. I'm Joe Weil. Well, the Wildcats, they couldn't have scripted it any better. After a 4-4 start to the season, they've won 3 in a row. They're playing their best football of the year as well. But on the other side for Maine, even though they're not going to make it into the FCS playoffs after a loss to URI, they want to come in and pull off an upset.
100%, Joe. At the end of the day, this is a rivalry game. A lot at stake for this Bryce Cal Musket. Both teams have shown signs of success throughout the season. We're in for a good game. Yeah,
it should be a lot of fun. Let's take a look at the players to watch now, and we will start on the Black Bears side. Christian Thomas, he's had an incredible year for Maine.
I totally agree with you. Just off the game, this whole season, 111 tackles, second in CAA. Really impressive player for the Maine Black Bears.
On the other side for the Wildcats, their quarterback, Matt Beza. He has been incredible recently. He always gets it done with his legs on the ground, but in this last game against Bryant, 5 passing touchdowns.
I'll tell you what, this young QB is showing a lot of promise. In the past 4 games, 11 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Bright future for this young captain.
And Jordan Stevens in his 4th season at the helm here with the Black Bears and hoping to finish off what could be a winning season for Maine. They entered today 6-5 overall, 5-2 in CAA action. And as Evan talked about before, they had a 6-game winning streak at one point before they ultimately fell to URI last weekend. Hard to blame them for doing so, as URI's had an incredible year thus far this season and heading to the FCS playoffs. And then on the other side, Rick Santos, this means a lot to him, this rivalry. He got to UNH in 2003 when this run of victories has started for the Wildcats, in which they've won 19 of 22 meetings against Maine.
That's so crazy to even think about, and it's a privilege. I've been a part of that success too, but not to brag, it's been very one-sided this past rivalry. Hopefully I don't jinx it right now, but through Santos' whole time through UNH, the success here has just been really impressive.
And of course, that is spanning as a player, then as an assistant, and now as a head coach in his 4th season at the helm. So it'll be the Black Bears to kick to start. Now, this has been an interesting part of their season, is that they have had 5 different kickoff kickers this year, and it's because of injuries. They've tried to find the right mix there, and it's going to be Anthony Pecorella, who's a transfer from Maryland and Stony Brook, to kick things off. Now, what we have seen from them this year is that he'll go with squib kicks because he can't get it into the end zone a ton of the time, but goes the full way this time. And we are underway. It'll be a touchback, and the Wildcats start things off, and we'll try to once again get on the right foot offensively, as they have done in 2 of their last 3 games, scoring touchdowns on their first drive.
100%. Definitely love to see what Matt Beza can do this drive, and obviously the Maine Black Bears will be relying on Christian Thomas to make a lot of these tackles.
And this offense has been so good for UNH as of late, of course, coming off the victory against Bryant last weekend, in which they put up 42 points. Matt Beza with 5 touchdown passes in that game as well. And the Wildcats will start things off on their own 25-yard line. Last time that they were home was against William and Mary in late October, and they went 3 plays and got a big touchdown pass from Matt Beza to Caleb Burke to ultimately complete that drive. Man in motion, give to Thomason up the middle, and he gains 2 yards on the first carry.
Tell you what, everything's probably going to start with this run game. This is a lot nicer day than I thought, so both teams don't have weather to really worry about. Miles Thomason is having a great couple of games. He's passed 3 games, actually, so definitely going to call his name a lot throughout this game.
And we'll see if the Black Bears can get back to where they were in their run defense prior to the game against URI. They gave up 264 rushing yards against the Rams in what was a loss. Gave up 4 rushing touchdowns as well. Beza lofts it over the middle. He's got Burke. That connection has been magical as of late, and it continues to be. Burke down the sideline, tackled inside the 10.
I tell you what, Joe, throughout this whole season, Caleb Burke has been showing everybody what he can really do, especially the first drive. Great run pass option right there, and once he's out in open spaces, forget about it. Really good job by number 8.
A 63-yard connection, and Caleb Burke and Matt Vezza, they continue to make things happen in the passing game. It's been a connection that's been red hot, and against Bryant, Burke went 9 catches, 134 receiving yards. Flag in the play, it's in the backfield. And so Tyler Haberstram, he's whistled for the false start, the right guard for UNH.
I'll tell you what, when you get momentum like that, you just can't afford to have those kind of penalties, especially now that you're in the red zone. Not what you want to see after a huge play like that.
You know, and what UNH has been able to figure out offensively, especially in the passing game, is just those slants over the middle where Burke can be so dominant in terms of yards after catch. Two receivers split out to the right. Vezza is going to tuck it and run, and ultimately stumbles to the 12.
Again, that's one thing that Maine's probably going to have to worry about all game. Vezza does a really good job always making something out of nothing. He's very dynamic with his feet and definitely can make people miss. Again, just a good job just getting a couple yards out of a broken play.
That's Braden Isaiah on the tackle. Redshirt freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina. So a gain of 3 for Vezza on the ground. It's now 2nd and 12. 3 receivers split out to the left. One of them, the tight end, Peyton Strickland. It comes to Thomason, who bounces it outside and gets brought down right around the line of scrimmage. He'll gain 1 on the play to set up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, these past couple plays, not much has been going on for this offense. So now we got a 3rd and pretty long in this red zone. As you can see there, Miles Thompson really couldn't get anything going, and Maine was there in a heartbeat.
Jamari Gibson in on the tackle there. Now with the Wildcats, what they did at Bryant is they scored touchdowns on each of their first 4 drives. Casey McKinney now one of the receivers split out to the right alongside Josh Fillion and Chase Wilson. Vezza surveys. He's got a ton of time. Now evades the rush, steps up, fires it, and it's incomplete. Ended up hitting off of the hands of Noah Carpenter, a walk-on redshirt freshman for the Black Bears, who's been playing a lot in 3rd downs, and the linebacker breaks up the pass, and that'll bring out the kicking unit and Nick Reed to try to at least get 3 points out of this drive.
Yeah, Vezza got a little lucky on this one because Carpenter really almost got a pick right there. But back to what you said, the fact that UNH can rely on a kicker like Reed, it definitely comes in handy.
Nick Reed 20 for 27 on the season. In terms of field goals, he's made the most field goals in all of FCS football. Kick is up, and it is good. Helps to have somebody like that on your team. And Nick Reed ends up putting the Wildcats ahead 3-0.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're Maine, that's probably a win after a big gash of a play that by Caleb Burke. Really good job by the Cats so far, getting points on the board, though.
So they're ultimately able to turn this into 3 points. Credit the Maine defense. You give up the big connection from Vezza to Caleb Burke. They go from their own 27-yard line, that being the Wildcats, to the 10-yard line of the Black Bears. Yet they're able to keep them to 3 points. And what did hurt UNH is, even though they had the momentum of that 63-yard connection, the false start kind of set them back.
Yeah, like I said, like after a big play like that, false starts and very low yardage plays didn't really work out for the Cats. I mean, when you're that close to the end zone about to score, you can't afford those kind of lapses of judgment. So
29-yard field goal for Nick Reed. Wildcats leading 3-0. Tye Stevens and Trevin Ewing back to receive. Ewing pretty dynamic back there. He's that was 3rd team all CAA in terms of kick returners. He's able to pick it up off the ground, off of his skip, and is tackled right around the 27-yard line. So good job by the Wildcats special teams unit. And now the Maine offense comes out for the first time today.
Definitely get to see what this QB can do. Heavy, man, he's a really good player for the Maine Black Bears. And of course, you get to see the Dungeon Dog out there.
Get to see Jeb out there for the first time. And we'll see if it's the last time. I mean, there's a slim chance that the Wildcats could host an FCS playoff game if they get there. Of course, they have to win to put themselves in the conversation. They have to win this game. So Carter Peavy out there for the first time. And it's Sincere Baines who split out to his right, the running back. He gets the first give and runs up the middle and is able to pick up some yards after contact. Good first down run. He picks up 6 and takes it to the 33-yard line.
I think both teams are definitely going to utilize the running game. I mean, Baines is another good running back. Again, north-south runner. Really good job picking up that huge gain for the Black Bears.
And what makes the Black Bears rushing attack pretty dynamic is they have 2 different running backs that average 5 yards per carry. Baines, one of them at 5.9. Good for 4th best in the CAA. Peavy looking to throw this time, just chucks it over the middle, finds his running back, and it's just short of the first down marker, a gain of 3.
But back to what you said, though, I mean, when you have 2 running backs that can average almost 6 yards a carry, that's only going to help the passing game. It's only going to make people wonder what comes next. Really good job by these running backs just being so reliable throughout the season.
Cole Bullock in on the tackle there. Good job keeping it at 3rd down and making it just a 3-yard gain. Yeah, the other running back is Rashawn Marshall, a redshirt freshman who's played a lot more since he came into the game at Merrimack on October 11th. Baines gets the carry this time, and he's stuffed. Good job by the Wildcats defense. So the running back, Baines, involved in all 3 plays, but Maine stops short here on this 3rd down run. It's now 4th and 1, and the punting unit comes out.
I mean, what a good stop by this UNH defense, man. To be able to come back off of 2 big gains like that, really good job forcing the 3 and out.
So Anthony Pecorella out to punt. Miles Thomason back to receive. Miles Thomason had a punt return touchdown against the Black Bears 2 years ago at Wildcat Stadium. This is a tough punt. He's able to ultimately snare it off a skip, bounces it to the outside, and taken down right around the 18-yard line.
I'll tell you what, that was a really good punt. I mean, did a really good job by Miles Thomason making something out of nothing off of that.
So the Wildcats, with 9:36 left in the first quarter, have a 3-0 lead thanks to a Nick Reed 29-yard field goal. A solid start for the Wildcats. They're on top 3-0 against the Maine Black Bears with 9:36 left in the first quarter. And what is the 113th edition of the border battle here between UNH and Maine. UNH has the all-time edge, 59, 45, and 8. And they've had this dominant run dating back to 2003 in which they've won 19 of the last 22 meetings and also 12 of the last 14. So trying to keep it going, and of course a possible playoff berth into the FCS playoffs on the line today. Vez on first down, throws it out to Strickland. Good gain on first down. Ball did come out and it rolled out of bounds, but they're going to say that he was down before the ball came out.
Yeah, he definitely was down, but Strickland has definitely been someone that, a tight end that has definitely picked up a lot of the slack after Colby Ramshaw's injury, but does such a great job in open spaces. And ooh, actually, nah, he was down. He was down.
That was Jake Kucera on the tackle, redshirt freshman from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. It was a gain of 7. Strickland's been very involved in the passing game, coming off a 2-touchdown performance at Bryant. The give up to middle, it's Thomason. He's able to find a hole through the tackles just short of the first down marker. It's a gain of 2.
Thomason does a really good job, still just picking up some yardage out of nothing. But 3rd and short, I think both teams are really going to need to start converting on these 3rd downs, definitely to get the chains moving and definitely get a first downs.
Yeah, both teams 0 for 1 to start on 3rd down. And just as Maine had a 3rd and 1, now the Wildcats have a 3rd and 1. Extra tight end out there in Drew Danson. Thomason splits out to the left, they throw to the right, and it's Wilson who picks up the first down, and he's off and running down the sideline before he's pushed out of bounds. So the Wildcats are able to convert the 3rd down this time, and they're on the move right toward the 50-yard line after this connection.
I really like this play. Really good job getting Chase Wilson out there open in space to make a play and convert on the first down. That's what you want to see from this offense. Just keeping it interesting. They have so many weapons. Really good job utilizing them right there.
Ends up going for 15 yards. So now the Wildcats are on their own 44-yard line. This is the 5th game at Wildcat Stadium this year. UNH is 3-1. Their only loss coming against Villanova. Followed that up with a close loss against URI, and now they continue to play good football and keep things rolling.
I'll tell you what, even these past couple of games, they've just been doing a really good job just, again, owning time, possession, not really rushing into things. They're doing a really good job strategically just moving down the field and taking their time. And I think Veza is doing a really good job leading the front with that.
Second and 8 here for UNH. Wildcats have won 4 consecutive games coming into action today, trying to continue to finish out this season strong. Thomason up the middle, and he's taken down across the 50-yard line. So it sets up another 3rd and short. This will be, looked like it was going to be 3rd and 3, but actually 3rd and 4.
I'll tell you what, man, Miles Thompson does a really good job still just running downhill and making something out of nothing. But again, 3rd and 4, this is the 2nd time they've been in a 3rd down situation. Let's see what the Cats can do.
So marked Thomason down at the 50-yard line, 3rd and 4. Second 3rd down on this drive for the Wildcats. 2 receivers split out on each side. Strickland, the tight end, out to the right. Veza lofts it near side, and he's got Fillion for the first down. A beautiful out route there for Josh Fillion, and the Wildcats now 2 for 2 on this drive on 3rd downs and still on the move.
I think that's going to be the biggest factor. I mean, both defenses show a lot of promise, but again, the fact that the Cats are able to keep converting on these 3rd downs is really what you need to see throughout this game. Fillion is another wide receiver that's definitely reliable for Veza.
Danson, the tight end, now out there this time, along with Strickland. Strickland in the passing game. Veza throws it over the middle, incomplete. And a late flag comes in. Logan Perez, he was the closest receiver there for the Wildcats. Nice to see him back out there for UNH. He's been dealing with injuries this season.
Penalties are going to be a huge factor all game if that's what's going to happen. Let's look at it again. Yeah, a little bit of hold. Definitely can't afford anything like that if you're Maine.
By the way, our head referee today, Bill McKeever. So 1st and 10 for UNH now on the 26-yard line of the Black Bears. Veza rolls out to his right and ends up connecting with McKinney, who's still on his feet, trying to muscle toward the end zone, and he's taken down inside the 5.
Really good job by McKinney right there. Again, this has been a great drive by UNH so far. Now that they're this close down distance, let's see if they can finish. Really good job just going downhill after the catch, not being denied.
Yeah, the yards after the catch, that's been really impressive for this Wildcats receiving corps today. A 24-yard connection. And now at the Black Bears 2-yard line. It's Denzel Gibson in the backfield here for UNH. They give up the middle, and Gibson's brought down. Good job by Elias Sherman on the tackle, a redshirt sophomore from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I'm only laughing because they definitely did their film. I ran to play something very similar like this when I was a football player at UNH. 2 tight ends in the backfield. Great job with Denzel Gibson. We're definitely going to see that play again, mark my words.
So it was a loss of 1. We'll see if they go back to Gibson. And he's coming off a great game, too, at Bryant, in which he went 90 yards on 10 carries and a 45-yard touchdown run. Second and goal. It comes to Gibson again. He goes to the right side and is brought down one more time. This rushing defense for the Black Bears is getting back to what they did prior to the URI game. They've been pretty good against these running backs thus far.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a good job blocking the gaps and making some plays and stopping this run game so far. But this pass game that's really killing them. They've been UNH has been gashing them left and right in the secondary.
So that ended up being a gain of 1. The Black Bears rush defense coming into today in terms of yards allowed per game, 3rd in the CAA. Veza throws it to the right, incomplete. Pass broken up. And once again, it sets up a 4th down in the red zone for UNH, and the offense is going to stay out there.
To be honest, though, that was a really good breakup by Thomas. But at the end of the day, I like this call if you're Santos. You're that close to down distance. You really need to execute and get some points on the board.
And the Wildcats, they take a timeout. They want to talk things over. A 4th and 2, or 4th and goal on the 2 upcoming for UNH. They are leading 3-0, 3:06 left in the first quarter. We'll be back right after this on FloCollege.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
At Mass General Brigham, the people we care for are at the center of everything we do. For those with cancer, we are with them for every twist and turn, connecting cancer specialists and other experts from across our health system. New collaborations, new treatments, leading to new hope and possibilities. We're one against cancer. There's only one Mass General Brigham.
In life, we're all going in different directions. But even though we're different, we all want better health. Who doesn't want that? That's why at Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, a Point 32 health company, we offer employers and members personalized guidance. from choosing the right plan to getting the right care. And all our plans support whole health for people and families of every kind. It's how we help you navigate your way to better health. Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, this way to better health.
Well, this is a fun matchup of two top 3 defenses in the CAA. The Wildcats, they're second in the CAA in terms of points allowed per game. But the Black Bears, they're third in the CAA at 23.5 points per game allowed per contest. And Evan, when the Wildcats have been in the red zone, they've been increasingly difficult to go up against, as we've seen once again on this drive.
100%. I mean, like when you're that close and down distance, especially when you have a kicker like Nick Reed, they always just find a way to end with points. But I think in this situation, UNH is definitely looking to get a touchdown right now. And
this had been an issue for UNH earlier in the season, getting into the red zone and then turning it into touchdowns. See what they can do here on 4th and 2. Thomason splits out to the left. Veza rolls out to his left. Lofts it into the end zone, incomplete. Off the right hand of Josh Fillion, and a huge 4th down stop for the Black Bears.
I tell you what, this is Black Bears, that they've been facing a lot of adversity, just making all these big plays, but that's a really good stop when you're that close down distance to your red zone. Really good job by the Black Bears denying this UNH offense. And
we'll see if this is a momentum changer in this game. Now, the Black Bears will have it on their own 2-yard line, but at least the score is still 3-0.
Yeah, I agree. If you're UNH at the end of the day, you keep getting this close to the end zone. You can't afford these mistakes or not converting and getting these points.
Rashawn Marshall in the backfield for the first time today for Maine. And what's their second possession of the game? Almost taken down in the end zone. He's able to get out of harm's way, bring it out to the 4, and a critical gain of 2.
Zach Guerin was very, very close to enforcing the safety right there, and he knows it too. Really good job by that Maine running back, just getting down the distance and not getting out of the end zone. Really good job.
Yeah, he had him almost wrapped up. But this is another runner in Rashawn Marshall who averages 5.4 yards per carry, so like Baines, over 5 yards a carry, and he's had some monster performances, including against Elon. He had 141 rushing yards and a touchdown, and then 146 yards against Merrimack. He bounces it to the outside, and he lost some yardage this time. Lost it too, and the Wildcats run defense trying to, at the very least, force a very uncomfortable punt here for Maine as it sets up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, I tell you what, at the end of the day, if you're just a running back, all you have to do is just try to find a way forward. I mean, UMaine did a great job stopping the Wildcats, but at the same time, you put them at a tough position being this close with not much wiggle room to do anything.
That was Darren Burton II, the transfer from Hampton, on the tackle to finish it off. So it was actually a loss of 3, so 3rd and 11. Peavy's only attempted 1 pass today. He's going to throw here. Pumps it to the left side, incomplete. Pass intended for the tight end, Elijah Smalls.
It looks like it'd be a hold. Oh, face mask.
So there is a flag on the play.
Personal foul, face mask, number 65, offense. That penalty declined.
And the penalty was against Nicholas Krugi, the center for the Black Bears. There's a face mask call, so penalty decline, 4th and 11, and a punt now for the Black Bears on their own 1-yard line. Anthony Pecorella has to be careful. Miles Thomason back to receive.
You can only imagine that UNH is coming to try to block this punt. They've already had some success throughout the season blocking punts.
Pecorella is able to get the punt off. Thomason's going to let it bounce, and it rolls out at the Black Bears 46. So far for Maine, nothing doing on their 2 offensive drives. 2 3-and-outs, and while the Wildcats might be looking at this game and saying, well, we wish this was 14-0, At the same time, there's still a 0 on that Maine side of things.
This UNH defense is doing a really good job, really not allowing this offense to get going. But at the end of the day, I mean, this UNH offense has definitely had big plays. They just need to really execute and start putting more points on the board. For a very one-sided game, it's really only 3-0. It's still a very close game.
First down and 10 at the Maine 45-yard line.
First down get for Thomason. He rumbles up the middle and takes it down to the 40-yard line. So that's a gain of 5. They ultimately ruled that punt out at the 45 of Maine. So that's where line of scrimmage was. Nice run for Miles Thomason. And again, if they can get that ground game going, it does open up the passing game even more.
Yeah, like you said, once you get a Veza and Thomason running and making big plays like that, it's only going to open big plays for Caleb Burke or Chase Wilson or McKinney. So you definitely want to see them keep utilizing the run game.
2 receivers split out to the left. It's Thomason to the left of Veza. Run up the middle and a first down, a gain of 6 for Thomason. So a gain of 5 and a gain of 6. And that's the version of Miles Thomason that we've been seeing from the Wildcats during their 4-game winning streak.
Yeah, I mean, like when he gets going, he's so dynamic, he can hurt you in multiple ways. So it's really good to see him progressing and really making some big plays.
And the Wildcats will let the clock continue to dwindle here for the rest of the first quarter. Defensively, a great start for UNH. They only allowed 6 rushing yards to Maine. Maine can't get the passing game going as well, as they've only been able to get 3 passing yards through 2 drives thus far. The Wildcats, 120 passing yards, and on the ground, they're starting to get things going, but it's 3-0 right now. Wildcats once again on the move, and the second quarter will be coming up on the other side here at Wildcat Stadium. UNH looking to win the border battle for the 4th consecutive year and take home the Bryce Callum Musket. They have a 3-0 edge through 15 minutes of action. Wildcats lead 3-0. Start of the second quarter now here at Wildcat Stadium in the final regular season game of the season. Veza lofts it deep, looking for Wilson. He's got him. Touchdown! A 34-yard strike. And on the first play of the second quarter, the Wildcats up their lead by 6. It's now 9-0.
Wait, I actually think they called him short. Yeah, they called him short. No way.
They mark him down at the 1 yard line, so it's a 33-yard connection. Yeah, he was down.
Oh, wow.
And left knee got down.
Wow. Great officiating. That's a really good call, but really good play by Chase Wilson right there.
All right, so the Wildcats have it on the Black Bears 1. And the Wildcats are going to take a timeout. And you think about where they've been in this game thus far. They've had 2 red zone trips inside the 10-yard line. They haven't been able to convert those into touchdowns. So Coach Santos knows how critical this moment could be in this first half if they don't turn this into a touchdown and settle for 3 points again, or don't come away with any like they did on their second possession.
Yeah, I mean, they've been this close, so at the end of the day, points is all, or touchdowns are all that matter when you're this close. I'm surprised they called a timeout that quick. I could imagine they want it reviewed or something, but at the end of the day, I mean, you want to keep that momentum going.
You see that connection from Veza to Wilson. That's such a pretty ball he threw out there for Chase Wilson.
Couldn't be more beautiful of a catch. Really good throw-catch operation right there. And yeah, if you're UNH, you want to get down on the ball. You want to get the momentum going and score as soon as possible. Here we go.
Veza fumbled it, and then he's walloped in the backfield. So UNH talks things over, and then they can't execute on their first play, and it's Christian Thomas. Who else on the tackle?
I mean, I tell you what, Christian Thomas will just do anything and everything to get a tackle. Really good job. I know the ball was fumbled a little bit, but at the end of the day, that's just not what you want to see for UNH right now.
So it's only a loss of 1, but the tension here at Wildcat Stadium, the Wildcats only had 3-0. It's Thomason in the backfield. And some movement at the line. The Black Bears are pretty convinced it was the Wildcats who moved.
Onside with contact, number 92, defense. They have to get to the goal. Second down.
So an offside call on the defensive tackle, Elias Sherman.
Looks like both teams are just struggling with penalties a little bit. Can't afford something like that.
So it's 2nd and goal, and the Black Bears 1. The handoff to Thomason, up the middle, he jumps into the end zone. Touchdown! The Wildcats finally punch it in for 6, and now they lead 9-0.
Tell you what, man, such a good job making it down distance like that. They definitely ran that before. It's very similar. I've actually ran that play before, Joe. Really good job of Miles Thomas scoring.
4th rushing touchdown of the season for Miles Thomason. And it feels a little lighter here at Wildcat Stadium among the Wildcats fans in the crowd. Now you've upped the lead to 2 scores at 9-0. Nick Reed on for the extra point. The kick is up, and it's right down the middle. And the Wildcats now have a 10-0 lead. A 1-yard touchdown run for Miles Thomason. He's been as big an offensive star as any on this Wildcats team in the second half of the season. And UNH on top 10-0 in the border battle against the Black Bears. The Wildcats have now jumped out to a 10-0 lead against the Maine Black Bears, looking for their 4th consecutive win against their arch rival. Alongside Evan Gray, I'm Joe Weil. And how about the Wildcats and what they've been able to do on their 4-game winning streak coming into action today? They have outscored opponents by 73 points. And then you look at, in terms of how much they've outgained opponents, on average, it's close to 150 yards compared to who they've been playing against.
I mean, I tell you what, Joe, I mean, this team, we're really getting to see what they can do. And I think you said that at the beginning. Definitely had some adversity at the beginning, but I think that's very normal when you have a new quarterback, you have a lot of new starters, and now we're really getting to see what they can do now that they have a full season under their belt.
So it's Nick Reed who attempted to boot it away. Came off the tee there. False start. Kicking unit.
That would be crazy if that was an actual penalty.
I know.
Like, or if it dropped, like that's where the ball is.
Well, we talked about the weather a little bit. You know, on the drive here to Durham, for me coming up from Boston, it looked like it was going to be a kind of miserable-ish weather day. It was very cloudy and it was raining as well. It's now actually a pretty beautiful day here in Durham. Sun shining obviously on the turf here at Wildcat Stadium. All right, take 2 here for Nick Reed and company. This one's booted deep into the end zone, just to the left of the upright there. Well done from Nick Reed, who's had a banner season on the kicking side of things for the Wildcats. And now the question becomes, Evan, can Maine get anything going offensively?
I mean, if you're Maine now, I can only imagine that they're going to go deep into the playbook and find some kind of way to get a spark, some momentum drive. So honestly, expect maybe a trick play, a flea flicker, something to get them going. Because right now they are very, very stationary and haven't been able to get anything going so far.
Yeah, they've had 6 offensive plays for 9 yards.
Yeah, it's unacceptable if you want to win a football game.
2 receivers split out to the right. It's Baines in the backfield this time. PV on play action, ends up just dumping it off to his running back, who's brought down. What a tackle there from Darren Burton, the second, who's fired up after the fact.
I mean, I tell you what, really brought the heat with that. What a good open field tackle. Just totally stopped him in his tracks. Really good job by Darren Burton. Yeah, just look at that. Couldn't get anything going.
And the pressure, too, from Luke Teske, the 5th as well, up the middle. Defense executing on all cylinders right now. Here's the first pass to Trevin Ewing, who's able to break a tackle and bounce it out to the outside, where he's brought down by a whole gang of Wildcats tacklers. Ends up being a gain of 4 to set up 3rd and 8.
We haven't seen too many catches through this offense right now, but that was a good job by Ewing. Really kind of correcting that previous play, at least making it a little bit more manageable for this 3rd and 9.
Two receivers split out on each side. So far the Black Bears 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions. The pressure comes again. PV being chased, throws it over the middle, incomplete. Pass broken up by Raleigh Collins III. And the Wildcats defense 3 for 3 in terms of forcing 3 and outs.
I mean, that's everything you can ask for if you're a defense. Raleigh Collins really almost had it, just bounced right off his shoulder pad. But really good job just forcing these stops and not really allowing this Maine offense to really get anything going.
Yeah, 3 drives, 3 punts. And it's a testament to the Wildcats defensively, too. They're doing it without Kelby Hampton, who's got a torn pec, and then also Zeron Skinner not available in this game as well. So some key bodies not available for the Wildcats in the secondary, but they've done a great job. Pecorella ultimately is able to get it off. Thomason back to receive. Bounces it to the outside. Some more yards after the catch, and he's off and running. Thomason across the 40 and the 30. Down the sideline. Takes it inside and is brought down inside the 10.
He really wanted to run that one back, Joe. He was so close, would not be denied. What a play by Miles Thomason, making it happen in special teams.
And we talked about it 2 years ago. He had a punt return touchdown against Maine, almost had another one here. Just weaving his way through the special teams of the Black Bears and almost took it to the house.
So close, man. What a play.
Kevin Jackson, the player that ultimately brought him down. It stays 10-0, but once again, the Wildcats have it inside the 10-yard line with Miles Thomason in the backfield, who already has a touchdown run today. Veza rolls out to his right. He's going to keep it himself, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 5.
Again, I can keep saying it. Veza does such a good job just making something out of nothing. This Maine defense did a pretty good job covering everything in the pass game, but again, leave Veza in open space. He can definitely make something happen with his feet.
McKinney and Wilson, they come into the game now. They'll be among the pass catchers available here for Matt Veza on 2nd down. It's at the 3-yard line of the Black Bears. McKinney now split out to the right. Thomason in the backfield, Wilson to the left. They give to Thomason, makes a cut to the outside, and he is walloped right at the 2-yard line, 2.5-yard line. And it's now 3rd and goal.
Really good job by this Maine defense, really stopping Miles from really making anything happen. They've been doing such a good job just denying this offense from scoring this close down in the distance to the red zone.
That was Latrell Couchman, and you're so right. You think about what this score could be. Yes, the Black Bears are down 10, but it could be 21-0 if the red zone defense hasn't been as good as it has been already in this game. McKinney and Wilson split out to the right. Thomason in the backfield. 3rd and goal for UNH. Veza, his pass is incomplete. Intended for McKinney, but it was batted down at the offensive line.
I mean, really good job just stopping that pass option. Looks like they're going to kick it. But Joe, back to what we're saying. I mean, for an offense that's showing a lot of success, only having 13 points is a win if you're UMaine, because if they get something going on offense, they're still well off in this game.
And what's interesting, too, is the Black Bears this season, in terms of their red zone defense, have not been good. They've allowed points in the red zone on 90.9% of opponents' chances in the red zone. Nick Reed, though, 2 for 2 on field goals. And he's able to knock that one through. And the Wildcats now lead 13-0.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's good you got points on the board, but if you're UNH, you can't keep this team around for long, especially if they get something going on offense. Again, really good job by Miles Thomason, really getting them that close already. But again, at least got some points on the board. It's 13-0 now.
So Nick Reed now in the season, 22 for 29 on field goals. The Wildcats with a 13-0 edge. And so 4 red zone trips for UNH, 2 field goals, 1 4th down stop for Maine, and then the 1-yard touchdown run for Miles Thomason. And again, you can kind of look at it, glass half empty, glass half full if you're Maine. The glass half empty is we've had 3 offensive drives and 3 3-and-outs. But the glass half full part of it is, hey, they've had it in the red zone 4 times inside the 10, and it's only 13-0.
Exactly, and then maybe the playoff or halftime correction is they tried something new with this offense because they haven't been getting much done. But at the end of the day, though, if they get a touchdown, they're right back in this game.
Ty Stevens and Trevin Ewing back to receive. Ewing is, by the way, the all-time leader in Maine history in terms of kick return yards. He's got 2 kick return touchdowns in his career. Doesn't have any this season. But 2 years ago at Wildcat Stadium, he did have a receiving touchdown. That's one of the 2 in his career. Nick Reed boots it away. And another touchback. So the Black Bears, they'll start at their own 25-yard line with 9:49 remaining in the second quarter, and another chance to get a look at Jem.
I mean, we're probably going to see a whole lot of her the way this offense is really at least getting some way, get some points on the board. But, you know, definitely a good tradition to see her out there.
Think about the day for Nick Reed. It's actually been fairly easy compared to some of the other tough kicks he's had to make this season. He's knocked in one field goal from 29 yards, one at 21. So 13-0 UNH. Marshall looked like he had a hole to his right, but only gains 2 on the first down carry.
I mean, at the end of the day, Marshall and Baines, they're definitely going to have to get something going more on the running games. They haven't been able to do much this game so far, but if you're Maine, you got to get something going. You still got plenty of time left.
Second and 8. Peavy fires over the middle. He's got a man open. It's caught. Ty Stevens rumbles across the 20 and is brought down inside the 10 with a late flag on the play.
Looks like it's going to be face mask 2, but what a great play by Stevens right there. Just getting open and open space and running there for an almost score. But again, looks like it's going to be face mask for even more yardage.
That's the first down of the game for the Black Bears. A huge gain in the passing game for Ty Stevens, who only came into today with 8 catches and 86 yards. All right, so face mask call against Sean Webb, and then a sideline warning for Maine.
I mean, look at that, just open space, couldn't get that tackle, and the rest is history there. Really close to score if he didn't trip up, but again, it was very costly with the face mask too.
It was Diaby who couldn't make that initial tackle, and then Stevens was off to the races. So first and goal, it's Marshall split out to Peavy's right. Peavy keeps it himself, and the Wildcats defense read it like a book. And now UNH thinks the ball was out. They're going to mark him down, though, at the 4.
Couldn't see when the ball got down, but again, they had that big play, but they still need to get something going. Let's look at it again. Oh yeah, he was down.
Going Cook in on the tackle there for the Wildcats. All right, so we've seen the Wildcats at times struggle to punch it in when they have it in the red zone inside the 10, and now this is Maine's first chance to try to do so. Second and goal. Peavy lofts it into the end zone. Back part, is it caught? Incomplete. Mo Irafin couldn't ultimately bring it down in the end zone, and it's now 3rd and goal.
Yeah, let's look at that one more time, because I wasn't able to see much of it. Yeah, it doesn't look like he has full possession. It looked like the ball dabbled out of his hands when he landed. Unfortunate for UMaine right there. That could have definitely gave them a lot of momentum.
All right, so it's now 3rd and goal. Empty backfield here for the Black Bears. 3 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Down 13-0 against the Wildcats. And now Jordan Stevens calls his first timeout.
Definitely probably didn't like what he saw, but when you're this close down distance, you want to make sure you get the right play out there and make sure you execute well. So definitely got to see what they come up with at the end of this timeout.
Again, the stakes for this game for UNH are so massive. They really have to win to be in the conversation for the FCS playoffs. Good possibility that they could get in if they win. Of course, on the bubble right now, it would be as an at-large bid. As for the Black Bears, their playoff contention run ended with their loss to URI, but they want to win this game against their arch rival. And again, here's a big play that they got from Peavy to Tyee Stevens that set them up to where they are right now. First down of the game, and down 13-0. You almost feel like they have to turn this into 6.
Yeah, you definitely want to walk away with some points. So I can't even imagine if they don't get this, they still probably go for it. But definitely got to see what these Black Bears can come up with.
3 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Marshall alongside Peavy. On 3rd and goal, pass over the middle, incomplete, but a flag on the play. And I think it's going to be pass interference against Raleigh Collins.
Yeah, definitely. Can't afford something like that because now they got a whole new, fresh set of downs.
So Raleigh Collins, the third, who had a couple of interceptions earlier in the season, being thrust into more action today with Kelby Hampton out with a torn pec. And again, no Zeron Skinner as well. So some key injuries in the secondary for the Wildcats. Empty backfield here for Peavy. Now Baines in motion. Peavy keeps it and is able to sneak his way into the end zone. Touchdown. The Black Bears are back in it on a 2-yard touchdown run from Carter Peavy.
Black Bears finally got the break they needed, and they had a lot of momentum after that huge play. That's definitely what these Black Bears needed now. What a good job responding.
It was the lunge right at the end. He was able to get the arm across. And a big answer from the Black Bears. We're going to go for the extra point here. Sam Tremblay on for the extra point. 32 for 32 on extra points this season. The kick from the Quebec native. Up and through. And a nice answer for the Black Bears, who cut it down to a 6-point deficit on a 2-yard touchdown run from Carter Peavy.
Tell you what, man, really good job just responding after that. They haven't had much going on before this possession, so now we got to see how UNH responds to that now that the momentum seems to kind of shift to Maine's favor.
8 rushing touchdowns in the season for Carter Peavy. This is a guy that has had a ton of experience playing football. He started his career at Mercer, now in his 2nd season with the Black Bears, and for the 2nd time getting a chance to experience this rivalry game. And again, you think about it from Jordan Stevens' perspective as well, the head coach of the Black Bears. It's his 4th season. He hasn't won this yet as a head coach for Maine, and you get that they would have such satisfaction for ending the Wildcats season on the road in what is such a critical game for UNH.
Yeah, and then another thing too is it's bragging rights. Like, to say you get to have that musket, and then if you're the head coach of this whole program, like, not too many of these Black Bears have probably even saw a win against UNH. So they definitely want to change that, and they definitely want to shift the culture of kind of the dynamic of this rivalry so far, because it's very one-sided now.
Anthony Pecorella to boot it away again here for the Black Bears. And this is the squib kick that we thought we'd see at one point. And the Wildcats able to handle that well. That was TJ Farrell who ultimately corralled it. And you don't say his name a ton in terms of the kicking game or anything like that. He's a defensive end, but did a nice job there just staying with it.
Very rare you get to see a defensive end with the ball in his hands trying to run. So you just hope that he catches it, secures it, just gets some kind of yardage. So that's a win for special teams.
I'm sure something that the team will be joking about after the game. And from the Wildcats' perspective, they're hoping that's after a W. 113th all-time meeting between UNH and Maine. The battle for the Bryce Cowell musket. Denzel Gibson on 1st down, gets a big hole, and he's brought down just shy of the 50-yard line. He was stopped on his first couple rushing attempts of the game, but a nice job there on 1st down to take it to the 50-yard line.
I mean, that gap parted like the Red Sea. Really good job by Denzel Gibson. He's another running back that they definitely can depend on. I know Miles Thompson takes the brunt of the snaps, but Denzel Gibson, real good north-south runner.
He's had to deal with injuries this year, but he's such a difference maker when he's out there because he's that power back. That was a gain of 16. Not as much yardage this time, but he fights for a couple of extra yards. It's going to be a 4-yard gain for Denzel Gibson to set up 2nd and 6. What's the feeling of having the musket in the locker room? It's so much. You have to feel pride.
It's something to be prideful about. Like, I mean, that thing has been passed around for generations now. To have something like that in your locker room, it's definitely a privilege. It's definitely something that you take pride in every time you see it. So when this game rolls around, you can't allow someone to take that from you.
That's the Wildcats are thinking. They want to keep it in their possession. They have it hanging up in the locker room. And again, they've been the victor more times than not since 2003. They've won 19 in the last 22 meetings. Veza dumps it to the outside for Gibson, and Gibson with some yards after the catch, knocked out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
I tell you what, man, it's really good when you're able to have 2 running backs out there doing something. Denzel Gibson also has the ability to catch with his hands and do a really good job getting up the field. I mean, this is the Denzel Gibson show right now, doing it all.
Yeah, a couple runs and now a catch there for 17 yards. It was Vincent Nwachi that ultimately knocked him out of bounds. Graduate student from Silver Springs, Maryland. Former player at Wheaton as well. So Gibson's still out there. There are 2 receivers split out to the left. Vez on play action. Just dumps it toward the 30-yard line. He got knocked down. It was around where Denzel Gibson was, so it's not going to be intentional grounding.
No, very close, but definitely almost toting the line of intentional grounding. But that's a win at the end of the day. Incomplete pass, you still got a fresh set of downs. If you're UNH, you can't afford that. You can't afford too many mistakes. Like we keep saying, Joe, the closer and closer they get to the end zone, this Maine defense has been doing such a great job stopping them.
Yeah, the Wildcats have been able to move the ball. It's just completing those drives. That's been the issue. Veza keeps it this time, and he's taken down right around the horse collar, and out comes the penalty flag.
Yeah, you can't do something like that. That's a definite horse collar right there.
Personal foul, face mask, number 10, defense. Hit the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
So Nicholas Kalume is whistled there for the face mask.
Let's look at this one more time.
Didn't look like face mask there. Yeah, it looked like right around the shoulder area.
Which is why I thought that was more of a horse collar, but sure.
Wildcats will take it. So once again, the Wildcats have it in the red zone. On the Black Bears 14, Thomason, who already has a touchdown run today, tries to muscle his way for a couple yards. Met by the defensive line of the Black Bears. Elias Sherman, who's had a nice game in on the tackle there for Maine. It's a gain of 1 to set up 2nd and 9.
Definitely, I got to give a credit to this Maine defense. I mean, they're doing a really good job, at least stopping the run. I mean, there's been some plays, but it's almost kind of a bend, don't break mentality where the closer they get to the end zone, they've been able to kind of stop these Wildcats from doing much.
And just to recap, 4 trips to the red zone, 2 field goals, 1 touchdown, and then 1 4th down stop for the Black Bears.
Which, to be honest, Joe, explains why this game is only 13-7.
2nd and 9. Veza dumps it out to the left, incomplete. Josh Fillion could not haul it in, and that sets up 3rd down. And Evan, I think this is worth mentioning too. We saw the big completion on the first drive for the Wildcats, as you see the incompletion there, and Fillion just couldn't haul it in. We haven't seen Caleb Burke out there for a long time, and he's such a big part of what the offense has become for UNH. You hope he's okay. We'll try to give you an update on him if we can. But on that first drive, we saw a 63-yard connection, and we haven't seen him since that first drive.
That's definitely a good point to make. I honestly haven't seen him around. Hopefully he's okay.
There was some movement at the line. The Wildcats think that the Black Bears jumped, and it could have been Elias Sherman.
number 92, defense. Player entering the zone, closing the offensive react. 5-yard penalty. Right down.
So Elias Sherman is the one that was called offside. Let's see on the right side of your screen there. Just the jump. You see Bo Riley, you're ready to go regardless. Listen, if it was going to keep going, he was ready to block.
You got to get taught that no matter what, if it's on you or on them, keep fake it till you make it. So honestly, a costly mistake if you're Maine, though.
So it's now 3rd and 4. Vezza lofts it into the end zone for Wilson. Did he haul it in? They're going to say incomplete, but there is a flag on the play.
I'm not sure.
Touchdown!
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know how you call that incomplete.
It took a moment, but it's a touchdown for the Wildcats.
Chase Wilson, man, he's definitely just representing what he can do throughout this whole season. Really reliable wide receiver for Vezza. Really good catch.
So it's pass interference on the defense, a touchdown for the Wildcats. Matt Vezza connecting with Chase Wilson. 19-7 now UNH, and because it's a 12-point game, the offense out for the 2-point conversion.
Would love to see the replay again, but what a good job by Wilson right there.
Thomason splits out to the right now. Vezza for the connection. Josh Fillion, 2-point conversion successful, and the Wildcats now lead by 14.
Good job by Fillion. I mean, this is what you want to see if you're UNH. Let's look at this touchdown again. I mean, it looked like he bobbled it a little bit if you see it again. Let's look at it. Yeah, that's a touchdown at the end of the day.
And how about Matt Vezza threading the needle there as well, and then tossing it easy to Josh Fillion for the 2-point conversion. And once again, for the Wildcats sideline and the crowd as well, that obviously is very UNH heavy, even though a Maine contingent, a pretty large one, has traveled here to Wildcat Stadium. They breathe a sigh of relief, because if you get into the red zone, you don't convert enough, you just continue to allow the other team to get back into it, and now they built it up to a 14-point lead.
Yeah, well, the one thing, this defense is doing a great job at least showing up in the red zone, but when you get to the red zone that many times for your UNH, you're bound to get points on the board at some point. So if you're this UMaine defense, you got to find ways to even prevent turnovers or something, but that's the play and drive that UNH really needed after that UMaine score.
All right, so Nick Reed to boot it away. 4:19 left here in the second quarter. Seen a lot of offense here in this second quarter. There was 3-0 through 1. Another touchback for Nick Reed. That first play of the second quarter, we saw a big connection from Vezza to Chase Wilson that ultimately set up the Wildcats for some points. There is a flag on the play here. So Kaysen Colvin Powell is ultimately whistled for some unsportsmanlike conduct. And a costly penalty in terms of just where the football is now going to be on the field. It starts at the 40-yard line instead of the 25.
That's it again. Couldn't see much, but I mean, at the end of the day, you can't make mistakes like that. That really changes the down and distance of where they are now.
And Maine has a little bit of momentum offensively. Shovel out to Baines, and he's got a first down and more. There is a flag on the play, and it was in the backfield. And DJ Johnson, check that, Zach Guerin, he believes it's coming back.
I believe that's holding.
Holding, number 16, offense. And no penalty. First down.
And so it's the tight end Eli Mahan who's whistled for holding. And erases what was a nice first down carry there for Baines.
I tell you what, penalties are definitely becoming a factor for both teams. Like, whether it be a third down or fourth or the start of the plays, both teams are committing penalties left and right. You can't really afford something like that.
There was some movement at the line, no penalty. Now Peavy airs it out, and it's caught near the sideline. There actually now is a flag on the play. And we'll see if this is coming back, but it did look like it was on UNH, and it is.
I mean, Joe, I keep harping on it, but that's 3 penalties in 3 drives, or 3 plays. It's kind of unacceptable for both sides of the ball.
See if we can get a clean play off here. Ball's at the 49 of Maine. Peavy dumps it out to Eli Smalls, one of his tight ends, a gain of 1. Check that, gain of 2. Takes it across the 50-yard line. Yeah, first down here for the Black Bears. So on 2 straight drives, we're starting to see them actually move the ball after 3 consecutive 3-and-outs. 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Tight end and Smalls out there. Here's a give now to Marshall. And he's able to fight his way for a couple more yards.
Tell you what, the run game is starting to develop for Maine. They're doing a really good job just getting down the field. They still got 3 minutes left in this quarter to make something happen.
Peavy on play action. Tries to evade the rush, throws it incomplete. How about Tim Bonagura applying some pressure there on Peavy, and it's now 3rd and 6.
To be honest, the QB did a really good job protecting his wide receiver because Cohen Cook was really there, ready to make the play. Really just something out of nothing. Definitely protected him right there.
So critical 3rd down. Once again, movement at the line. Free play here for the Black Bears. And Diaby gets tied up with a receiver on the far side in Mo Irafin, and it's intercepted. Now the question becomes, was the penalty on the Wildcats or the Black Bears?
Yeah.
And it's on Tim Bonagura. And that's what it looked like initially. And it ends up costing the Wildcats a takeaway.
Again, you just can't afford something like that. That's the 2nd or 3rd one just this possession alone. You can't afford to keep doing that if you're UNH. That's 2 free plays right there.
It's now 3rd and 1 here for the Black Bears. Nobody in the backfield. 3 receivers out to the left, 2 to the right. Here comes the pressure. Peavy is able to get it off, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for Elijah Smalls. It was Raleigh Collins, the 3rd in on coverage. And considering they're down by 14, it's a 4th and 1 on the Wildcat side of things. The Black Bears will go for it.
Yeah, you're going to have to go for that one. Cole Bullock did a really good job bringing the pressure and forced the QB to make a pass. But here we go, 4th down. Let's see how this Maine offense can respond.
2:48 left here in the first half. One of the best rivalry games in all of FCS football, UNH versus Maine. The Bryce Cowell Musket once again up for grabs. 4th and 1 for the Black Bears. It's Marshall in the backfield. And Maine will use their 2nd timeout. This is a meeting that goes all the way back to 1903. Maine won that one by a score of 10-0.
That's so crazy to think how far away this rivalry has been going. 1903 is wild. There, it's all for that, though, the Bryce Cowell musket. Man, it's truly an honor seeing that in your locker room. So a lot at stake for this game.
Is that something that the players, they touch when they leave the locker room, or is you just leave it be as long as you have it?
So funny enough, it's kind of dangling in the air in the locker room, so there's really not room to touch it, but it's almost like a sacred thing. Like, you always see it, you know what I mean? So it's definitely very obvious when it's gone if you lose.
And it means so much to both of these programs. Maine won it last in 2021. Down by 14 here, 4th and 1 on the Wildcats 39. More movement at the line. The Wildcats are convinced it's a false start on the Black Bears.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a false start from what I'm looking at. And again, these penalties. Now they're forcing a punt. You just can't afford to do something like that.
Yeah, Anthony Iliano, the left guard for the Black Bears, whistle for the false start.
Just unacceptable, man. It's right after a timeout. You go over cadence. You can't afford to do something like that. And it looks like they're still going for it, actually.
They still are on the Wildcats side of the field. So 4th and 6 on the 44 of UNH. Peavy. Pressure comes and he's brought down. Justice Akin Moladoon with a huge sack, and the Wildcats will take over.
Big play by Justice right there. What a good job bringing the pressure, getting the quarterback down, and celebrating with the guys. That's the kind of stop you want to see on a 4th down. What a play. Look at him go.
The graduate student in his first year with UNH, getting his first taste of the border battle, coming up with a huge play defensively. And the Wildcats take over at the 45-yard line of the Black Bears with 2:44 to go.
Oh, man, 2:44 too. That's a lot of time to get some more points on the board.
Veza on play action, throws over the middle. He's got Logan Perez. Welcome back to action, Logan Perez. Brought down at the 30-yard line. And a nice first down play for the Wildcats, who are trying to cash in more points before halftime.
Logan Perez, man, I know he was battling a lot of injury at the beginning of the season, but he's definitely going to be a young talent for this team. Really fast, really athletic. Really good job seeing him back out there.
Yeah, sophomore from Quebec. Again, he's battled injuries this season. Played 13 games last year. Bez on first down. Rolls out to his right. Looking for McKinney, incomplete. Good job in coverage there from Jamari Gibson, the redshirt junior from Rochester, New York.
Yeah, Gibson was all over that route. Really good job just with the pass breakup. That's the stop you want to see if you're UMaine.
Yeah, nice job there in the secondary. Going back to Logan Perez, so we mentioned he's a sophomore. This is his first game since they played at Ball State on September 13th. And again, we haven't seen Caleb Burke since the first quarter, so they might need to rely on Perez a little bit more. That's Fillion in motion. Veza on play action, tries to evade the rush, and he's brought down. Huge stop there by Nicholas Kulume. And we've hit the 2-minute timeout. Wildcats lead 21-17. Third down upcoming on the other side.
At Mass General Brigham, the people we care for are at the center of everything we do. For those with cancer, we are with them for every twist and turn. Connecting cancer specialists and other experts from across our health system. New collaborations, new treatments, leading to new hope and possibilities. We're one against cancer. There's only one, Mass General Brigham.
Black Bear Nation, let's ride.
Go Tigers.
We are Hampton U.
As one. Fly Hawks.
Tap the rock, baby.
At Geek Prod, roll ups, baby.
Phoenix Rising. 3 more feet. Good try. Go Dogs! One team, one heart.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
At Mass General Brigham, the people we care for are at the center of everything we do. For those with cancer, we are with them for every twist and turn. Connecting cancer specialists and other experts from across our health system. New collaborations, new treatments, leading to new hope and possibilities. We're one against cancer. There's only one, Mass General Brigham.
So it's 3rd and 17 for UNH with 1:57 left here in the first half. Alongside Evan Gray, I'm Joe Weil. Appreciate you joining us on this beautiful Saturday afternoon in Durham. 3 receivers split out to the right. Bez on play action again. Fires it toward the sideline, intended for Wilson, incomplete. Hit off his fingertips. Nice job by Vincent Nwachi in coverage. And the Wildcats with a drive that looked promising. They started it across the 50-yard line, had a chance to cash in some more points before halftime. Ultimately have to punt it away.
Yeah, I like that play at the end of the day, though. That's a really good shot. Chase Wilson's been very consistent, but actually it looks like they're trying to kick it.
Now this would really be something. A Nick Reed 55-yard field goal.
Wow.
Nick Reed from 55 yards out. Does it have the distance? It's good!
Why not?
The incredible Nick Reed does it again.
You want to talk about reliable. I don't even know how far that was, but that's just so impressive. He's been consistent all year doing that. Really comes in handy when you have someone that consistent that can kick a ball like that.
It's his longest field goal of the season, and the Wildcats cash in 3 more.
Man, that's just impressive, man. To be able to do something like that. Kickers, man, unsung heroes.
This one was a little bit more difficult than the first 2 that were 29 and 21 yards. His long was against Monmouth. It was a 53-yarder that he hit in that game. A 55-yard field goal for Nick Reed. And the Wildcats up by 17. And one last chance for the Black Bears to get something done offensively before halftime. You know, obviously, 6 points is greater than 3.
100%.
Pretty sure that's true. That being said, it has to feel like a gut punch before halftime where you come up with a defensive stop and you think, okay, they're either going to have to punt it or maybe it's going to be a long missed field goal, and yet this guy hits it from 55.
I mean, we were both taken aback because I thought that was a for sure punt, but again, when you have someone that's able to do something like that and still you're that far away and you get points, that's such a nice tool, almost tool to have in the back, like on the back, just to have something that consistent. And he's been doing that all year, Joe.
He's been incredible. So 3 more field goals today. He's now 23 for 30 on the year. And pretty reliable from 50-plus yards out. PV on first down looking to pass. Airs it out down the middle. He's got a man open, but it's caught in front. Cohen Cook on the interception. And he's brought down right around the 44-yard line of the Black Bears.
Man, what a good job by Cohen Cook right there. I mean, look at that. They thought they had a shot, was able to come back in the coverage and really just make a play. Things are rolling all cylinders for the Cats right now, Joe.
Yeah, everything going the Wildcats' way. It looked like he was open, but you saw Cook, the safety, come in right at the end. And so, okay, 1:35 left here in the first half. The Wildcats still have more opportunities to score here and build this lead. First interception for Cohen Cook of the season. And the Summers Point, New Jersey native, has allowed the Wildcats to have the ball back again. Thomason on a first down carry, brought down from behind, gains a couple on first down. Clock still ticking. Wildcats have one timeout remaining.
I mean, 1 minute, 16 seconds left. You got plenty of time. And looks like we're still in Nick Reed's range, even if all else comes.
Anything feels like Nick Reed's range. Veza lofts it, and he's intending to pass that one for Logan Perez, but overshot him a bit, and it sets up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, some type of miscommunication. Looked like they could just missed, and UMaine brought a whole lot of pressure on that play right there. But 3rd and 8, but we're right back where they were not too long ago.
And it's worth noting again, Caleb Burke not available for the rest of the game. He's on the sideline now with crutches, but the Wildcats offense still is able to put up 24 points in this first half. 3rd and 8, Veza evades the pressure, dumps it off to Thomason, who takes it across the 30, cuts it inside, and is knocked down right around the 20-yard line. Good job by Matt Veza. He saw the pressure coming, found his running back, and the Wildcats on the move.
That's a beautiful screen right there, and that's a really smart call on a 3rd down like that. Really good job by Miles Thomason, finding a way to get open, and the blocking was excellent right there. So 1st down for Wildcats.
Clock continues to tick. 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Veza fires to his right, finds Strickland, and he's able to get out of bounds. Actually, no, they mark him down before he was able to get out. And the Wildcats use their final timeout.
Smart play by there. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, that left knee just touched before he went out. So smart play to call the timeout.
And now the Wildcats will have to figure out how they want to go about things offensively with no more timeouts left. You know, we saw them use some of these earlier in the game, and just to try to figure things out while they were in the red zone. They had one more tick on the clock, so it's actually 32 seconds left.
I think it really just depends on how resourceful and smart Veza is. He has to control a lot of the time, get the guys on the ball. So they got plenty of time to make something happen right now.
Veza steps up and takes it up the middle, down to the 15-yard line. Wildcats are going to have to hurry, and it's 3rd and 7 now. Clock at 20 seconds. You wonder if Veza will just spike it here to set up another field goal.
I think that's exactly what they're doing, Joe.
So Veza's just letting the clock wind down a bit to set up another opportunity for Nick Reed to shine. And that's exactly what he does. Clock stops with 3 seconds remaining. It'll be a 31-yard field goal upcoming here for Nick Reed. He's hit one from 21, 29, and 55 today. So he's been very busy. From this range, 30 to 39 yards, 9 for 10 on the season. Actually, it's a 33-yard field goal upcoming here for Reed. Wildcats trying to add on to their lead before halftime. And it's good. Nick Reed, 4 for 4 on field goals in the first half.
Again, when you have someone that's able to just make kicks like that, that's only going to help you in the long run. He's been doing a good job all season long.
He's been one of the many offensive stars for the Wildcats this season. And UNH goes into the locker room on top 27-7 against their arch rival Maine.
Tell you what, we still got a whole other half left, but everything was working for the Wildcats on this one. Really good job by them just being able to come up with all that momentum.
The Wildcats in another big rivalry game rising to the occasion. They had won 3 in a row against Maine coming into action today, and they lead by 20 at the halftime break at Wildcat Stadium. We'll have halftime coverage coming up next on FloCollege.
At Mass General Brigham, the people we care for are at the center of everything we do. For those with cancer, we are with them for every twist and turn. Connecting cancer specialists and other experts from across our health system. New collaborations, new treatments, leading to new hope and possibilities. We're one against cancer. There's only one Mass General Brigham.
Black Bear Nation, let's ride.
Go Tigers.
We are Hampton U.
As one. Fly Hawks.
Tap the rock, baby.
At Geek Prod. Roll Hawks, baby.
Phoenix Rising.
3 more feet.
Go Tribe.
Go Dogs.
One team, one heart.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
At Mass General Brigham, the people we care for are at the center of everything we do. For those with cancer, we are with them for every twist and turn. Connecting cancer specialists and other experts from across our health system. New collaborations, new treatments, leading to new hope and possibilities. We're one against cancer. There's only one Mass General Brigham.
Back here at Wildcat Stadium, UNH has a 27-7 lead against the Maine Black Bears in the border battle. UNH hoping to win this for a 4th consecutive year. We'll have a fun second half coming your way in about 20-ish minutes. But in the meantime, let's get you the latest edition of the Voices of Wildcats.
My name is Nelson Thomas. I'm a communication major here at the University of New Hampshire. I'm a Division I student athlete. I'm an ed tech entrepreneur, and I'm a mental health advocate. I wanted to make sure that I used my platform that I had, created for myself, being a Division I athlete, to catapult that into other initiatives that I care deeply about, and knowing that I can do more than just play a sport is something that's very near and dear to my heart. But I also wanted to explore other avenues and other talents that may be out there for me. I think that's always the attitude I kind of had, was like, why not? In this 4 years that I have, I wanted to make sure that I really took advantage of the different things that this campus had to provide. So mental health is another very strong spring initiative, and we do that through Better Together games and an event that was founded by UNH SAC called Bench Out the Stigma. So Bench Out the Stigma is an event that was founded last year. We're searching to create a signature event that's surrounded of this issue of mental health. It's something that has afflicted us as student athletes. It's something that I have personal experience dealing with, and I wanted to allow student athletes to feel comfortable and know that they're not the only ones battling with these types of issues, and that it's okay not to be okay. I felt like this is the time to really strive and figure out all that you are. The different experiences that I've had and the different things that I've gotten involved in here at UNH has really shown me that you have more time than you often think you can. You can balance it all. You can do a lot of things, and you are more than just one thing.
I always felt the need to serve, so instead of enlisting active duty right out of high school,
I found an opportunity to do both college and the Army. It's a great challenge. I've learned a lot about myself, trying to balance the workload of a rigorous engineering course load alongside of trying to lead and mentor others in the ROTC program. My senior project this year was called QuadSat Swarm. It consisted of 11 seniors and many undergrads working to create autonomous vehicles, swarms of them, which has a variety of different applications. It was very challenging. When I started the team, I knew nothing about it. Now I feel pretty confident and want to continue to try to learn more and the future applications of this kind of technology. A group of over 20 of us seniors at UNH are going to be commissioning into the Army as officers the day before graduation. It's a big ceremony. We'll have our families down here, and it'll be a really special moment to kind of culminate everything that happened here at UNH. After UNH, I'll be working at BAE Systems in Nashua. In conjunction with that, I'm also becoming an infantry officer in the Army National Guard. So right after school, I'll begin working at BAE, and then after a couple of months, I'll have to go down to Fort Benning, Georgia for Infantry Basic Officer Leader course. There couldn't be a better feeling knowing that I'm set up for success both in my Army career as well as the civilian career. I think UNH has prepared me very well.
The nursing program was a really good fit for me. They have a lot more hands-on experiences than a lot of places around the area. Really, anywhere that I looked for colleges, and that hands-on experience really is what put them over the top for me. We have a really nice sim lab here. We do our simulation experiences a lot more than other schools do. So we really have a lot of extra experience where you can practice all of these really highly demanding, dangerous skills, and everything that we have here is what we actually use in practice and be able to translate those to actual patient care experiences and feel more comfortable doing so. UNH has done so much to kind of help me open up and experience so many things I hadn't experienced before. I went to Africa, and that was a huge, outside of my comfort zone, going to this place where I didn't know anybody, didn't speak the language. I'm always willing to try everything now, jump into anything I can. So after graduation, I'll be working at Exeter Hospital in their family center, which is a pediatric labor and delivery and postpartum unit. With nursing on top of all the experiences I've had through UNH, this really has given me a lot of background, not in just what I'm going into for my field, but with leadership, preparation, organization, people skills especially. So UNH has really prepared me in more ways than one.
Back here at Wildcat Stadium, UNH with a 27-7 lead against the Maine Black Bears. As we take a look at the highlights now from the first half. And for UNH, they got a big connection right on that first drive from Matt Vezza to Caleb Burke. Problem was, as good as this one was, it was one of the only times we got to see Caleb Burke today. He's now out for the rest of the game with an injury. And then Matt Vezza tried to convert that whole drive into 7 points. Ultimately, the Wildcats had to settle for 3, but thankfully they have Nick Reed.
I mean, at the end of the day, when you have a kicker that can go 4 for 4 in one half, that definitely comes in handy for an offense.
Nick Reed ended up connecting on 4 field goals in the first half. Meanwhile, the playmakers, they got into it. Casey McKinney with some yards after the catch. The problem early on for UNH is they just could not cash in drives for touchdowns. You see the last play there, that was on a 4th down where they couldn't connect with Josh Fillion. But ultimately in the first half, they started to get it going. They ultimately ended up getting 2 touchdowns. This long connection to Chase Wilson, not a touchdown in its own way. He was ultimately down at the 1, but Miles Thomason took a jump, but he got into the end zone for 6.
I mean, I'll tell you what, Miles Thomason also is having himself a day, having some real crucial runs and a big score off that touchdown.
Meanwhile, for Maine, they went 3 and out on each of their first 3 drives, and then finally they got their first down of the game. Big connection from Carter Peavy to Tye Stevens, and this got a little momentum going for them in that second quarter.
Definitely the break for the Maine Black Bears right there. That's definitely what they needed, which led to this great touchdown by the QB.
Yeah, 2-yard touchdown run for Carter Peavy. At that point, it made it 13-6. They'd add on the extra point to make it 13-7. But the Wildcats answered back as Matt Vezza threaded the needle there to Chase Wilson. Took some time for our referee crew to ultimately make sure that that was a touchdown. It was also pass interference on the play as well, but ultimately a touchdown catch for Chase Wilson as he continues his great season. 5 receiving touchdowns on the year. The Wildcats ultimately took it into the halftime break up 27-7. That's, of course, where the score stands now. We'll have stats and a breakdown of that right after this on FloCollege.
Black Bear Nation, let's ride.
Go Tigers.
We are Hampton U.
You know.
As one. Fly Hawks.
Tap the rock, baby. At Geek Pride. Roll ups, baby.
Phoenix Rising.
3 more feet.
Go Tribe.
Go Dogs.
One team, one heartbeat.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
In life, we're all going in different directions. But even though we're different, we all want better health. Who doesn't want that? That's why at Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, a Point32 health company, we offer employers and members personalized guidance, from choosing the right plan to getting the right care. And all our plans support whole health for people and families of every kind. It's how we help you navigate your way to better health. Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, this way to better health.
At Mass General Brigham, the people we care for are at the center of everything we do. For those with cancer, we are with them for every twist and turn. Connecting cancer specialists and other experts from across our health system. New collaborations, new treatments, leading to new hope and possibilities. We're one against cancer. There's only one, Mass General Brigham.
Fun day here at Wildcat Stadium. It's Senior Day. There were 26 players that were honored as part of Senior Day prior to the game, and a chance for them to go out with a bang at Wildcat Stadium in the regular season. You see Casey McKinney with head coach Rick Santos. I mean, the whole event, Evan, you were a part of this as a player. It must be so much fun to get a chance to be out there for a final time and be out there with your family too.
100%. It's a beautiful thing just to be able to come, like, see the journey come to an end and be there with your loved ones. And then again, at the end of the day, if you end with the Bryce Cowell Musket, that's a great way to potentially maybe your last regular season game here.
And it's looking pretty good for the Wildcats right now, up by 20 at the halftime break as we take a look at the halftime stats through 30 minutes of action here in Durham. And you know, you think about the yards for both teams, where the Wildcats had 268 total yards in this game. Maine with 95, and it was so critical after it was 13-7 for the Wildcats to put up 14 more points, because if you kept Maine in it going into the locker room, you'd probably be kicking yourself a lot more than they are right now.
Definitely, and I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, Maine had a few success in that first drive, but if this is the new half, they need to really kind of forget about the scoreboard, get back to the basics, and really find a way to start scoring and really stop this UNH offense, who's been pretty productive.
Yeah, very productive. 13 first downs for the UNH offense. In the passing game, Matt Vez has thrown for 218 yards. You think about the third down efficiency. Maine, that's where they've really struggled. They're 0 for 4 on third downs. Wildcats 4 for 9. And again, from the Wildcats' perspective, thankfully they got through the first half with 2 touchdowns rather than just the one on the Miles Thomason 1-yard touchdown run. So I think in the end, the Wildcats have to be pretty pleased with where they're at, and they're up by 20 through one half of action here at Wildcat Stadium. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll have the start of the second half. The Bryce Cowell Musket up for grabs once again. UNH 30 minutes away from winning it for the 4th year in a row, but we'll see if the Black Bears have a comeback effort in them. We'll find out right after this on Flo College. We are a little over a minute out from the start of the second half between UNH and Maine. Alongside Evan Gray, I'm Joe Weil. We appreciate you joining us on this Saturday afternoon here in Durham, New Hampshire. The stakes obviously very high in this game for the Wildcats, because if they want to get into the FCS playoffs, they have to win this game. 8 wins, more times than not for UNH, gets them in to the FCS playoffs. And if that's the case, Evan, it'll be the 3rd time in Rick Santos' 4 years that he'll have gotten this program there, which is a pretty big accomplishment.
Yeah, definitely. He's even won the CAA at one time too. So he's had a lot of success. A lot of players end up playing the next level, like a Dylan Lobby too. So things have been great under the Santos era right now. Yeah, and again, an 8-4 season. You think about where they were. They were 3-4 after a loss to URI, and then they rattle off 4 straight victories, starting with Campbell, then William and Mary, then Monmouth, and then Bryant. That win against Monmouth, pretty big, who was ranked number 6 at the time in the country. The Wildcats now ranked the 25th team in the nation. What may end up dictating if they make the playoffs or not is what happens in the Ivy League today, but at the same token, they put themselves in pretty good position if they can close this out. Yeah, definitely. They definitely have a good resume, especially if they win today. Definitely give this committee a lot to think about, but like you said, depending on how the Ivy League seat games go, time will tell. So it's Nick Reed out to kick. Maine won the coin toss. They elected to defer so that they could have the ball in the have the ball to start the second half. But what a day for Nick Reed already today. 4 for 4 on field goals. He's hit one from 21, 29, 33, and a career best 55. Third quarter underway. Thais Stevens catches it. Takes it across the 30 and brought down right around the 40-yard line. So nice job on special teams to start off the third quarter for the Black Bears. And we'll see if they can get back into this. Again, only 95 total yards offensively in the first half for this Maine Black Bears team. You got to think, Joe, now that they have some time to make corrections after this half, now they may come with some different kind of strategy to get some points on the board. It's Sincere Baines in the backfield to start. Zone read, and he's not going anywhere. Gain of 1.
Sincere Baines on the carry.
Good job by Cameron Gardner-Young on the tackle.
Again, these running backs have had some good runs, but they definitely want to get stuff going. Cameron Gardner-Young did a really good job getting the tackle on that one, though, as well.
Yeah, early on, Maine was able to get the ground game going, but you look at the overall yardage. Baines now 8 rushes, 8 yards. Peavy decides to keep it himself. He's getting some yards of the ground, takes it to the outside, across the 30, and ultimately makes his way out of bounds, shy of the 20-yard line. They mark him out at the 23. But the quarterback getting it done on the ground, and a massive gain to bring it into plus territory for the Black Bears. Really good run right there. That was a really good operation. The tight end came back to pull. Really unexpected play, and I think that's kind of what you expected at halftime, the new strategy to come up with a way to move the ball down the field. So good start from Maine right now. 35-yard run for Peavy. Now Marshall's got it on first down. Marshall is brought down inside the 10. Marshall, man, now I think that's his probably biggest run this game. Really good job getting the ball down the field. Now we're very close to a 1st and goal possibly now. Just as I bring up how Maine's struggling on the ground, they get 2 big runs, and Marshall has had the ability all season to be explosive, the redshirt freshman from Newark, New Jersey. And now the Black Bears have it on the Wildcats' 7-yard line. Trying to punch back to start off the third quarter. 2 receivers split out to the right. Marshall brought down. Cohen Cook, who's had a great game defensively for the Wildcats, comes up with the tackle. Really good job by Cook right there, immediately meeting the running back in the backfield. Not much he could really do other than just hold on to the ball. Yeah, as soon as he got the ball, Cohen Cook was there. The Wind starting to pick up here at Wildcat Stadium. Empty backfield for the Black Bears. PV surveys, lofts it into the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Trevin Ewing brings it in. And the Black Bears with a great answer coming out of halftime. Make it 27-13.
I think that's exactly what UMaine needed right there. Breaking the coverage to allow a wide receiver that open in the end zone, but really good start for the Bears right there.
First touchdown of the season for Trevin Ewing. And a perfect answer for Maine. Taking it right down the field. Extra point is up and good. Sam Tremblay now 34 for 34 on extra points this season. That was as methodical a drive as we've seen from the Black Bears today. And again, they finally get it going on the ground to help set up the pass for the touchdown.
They had two really big plays, and then they were able to score. That's exactly what they needed and gave them a little bit of momentum, so now they can respond on defense. But now we got to see if this UMaine defense is able to stop UNH, who's have really good plays on offense.
So we're not done quite yet. Obviously, there's so much time left, 12 minutes and 32 seconds left just in this quarter alone. But you almost felt like from Maine's perspective, you go 3 and out, or if you have to punt the ball, you think about just how many possessions you have left back in the game. You're putting yourself in a pretty tough spot. Now you're at least down by 2 possessions. And the wind has picked up so much that one of the tents on UNH's side actually blew over. We'll see if the wind ends up being a factor here in this second half. Little chip shot there from Pecorella. Burton Jr. across the middle. He's got some room and brought down across the 50-yard line. So they went with a short kick this time. Didn't work, and now the Wildcats will start on Maine's side of the field.
Yeah, you definitely saw the UMaine trying to do a little bit of trickery and squib the kick, but it backfired on them. Really good job by Darren Burton right there, really making a huge gain and putting this UNH offense in a really great position to score again.
So Matt Vezza and company take over. Just to recap the first half for Matt Vezza, 11 for 20 passing, so not as efficient as he has been recently, but still threw for 218 yards and a touchdown. Thomason to his left. They give to Thomason on first down. Swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Not much going on right there on the first play.
That was Latrell Couchman, the captain, the lone captain on defense for the Black Bears from Irvington, New Jersey. Talked to Coach Stevens about, what makes him captain worthy. He said his ability to grow makes him special as he's grown throughout his career. Second and 10. Vezza points to the middle, finds a man open. It's Fillion for the first down.
I tell you what, that's a really good job by Vezza. Signaling kind of Fillion to stop, really good. Their chemistry right there was really efficient. That was a really good play by both of those players.
And Fillion's had to step up again. No Caleb Burke for the rest of this game. He's been on the sideline with crutches. So the Wildcats continue to move on the 30-yard line now of the Black Bears. Vezza finds Blagg. He's brought down pretty hard. Devin Vaught on the tackle.
I mean, they're still doing a really good job moving the ball down the field. But I think we're gonna see what they do best, and with time possession, just kind of methodically take their time, make the right plays, keep converting on these first downs to make something happen.
Hey, the clock is, you use it to your benefit, and especially for a Wildcats team that's first in the CAA in terms of time of possession, 5th in FCS football too. Beza rolls out to his right, was looking to the end zone, now fires it. He's got Fillion again, who toe taps his way down the sideline inside the 10.
Fillion, man, he's doing a really good job picking up the slack now that Caleb Burke is down too. He's made some really good plays this game and doing a really good job getting open right there. He's had a lot of success so far.
He's marked down at the 10-yard line. Yeah, now 3 catches. That's tied with Chase Wilson for the most on this team today. At Beza 3 for 3 on completions to start the second half. At the Black Bears 10, Thomason to his right, tries to evade a tackle and cannot. Once again, Devin Vaught on the tackle. Second on the team in total tackles. We talked about this before. Christian Thomas with 111 total tackles. Vaught's the next up with 50 coming into today. That's a pretty remarkable difference between 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's just impressive of how the difference is, but just shows how productive Thomas is. But again, this is a defense that relies on both of them.
3 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Thomason to the right, trying to make his way to the end zone and knocked out of bounds. Couldn't quite get there. And it was the man that we were just talking about, Christian Thomas, who beat him to the outside.
I mean, we almost spoke it into existence of how productive he is, but really good job by both players just trying to make something happen. But now we got a 3rd and short.
Two tight ends out there for UNH. Actually, 3 tight ends out for the Wildcats. Big 3rd down for UNH. Beza rolls out to his right, keeps it himself, dives toward the end zone. Did he get there? No, stopped just short. It was knocked pretty hard as well, and a critical 4th down is coming up.
I mean, what a good job by Beza trying to get as close as he could. Put himself in a little dangerous situation, but now we got a 4th and short, and we can imagine he's still out there, so definitely love to see what happens. But yeah, look at this play again. It was so close.
Almost got there. They give to Thomason up the middle, and he's stopped short. The Black Bears defense rises to the occasion again in the red zone, and it stays a 13-point game.
I think number 7, Latrell Couchman, really led the way for that one. What a good play by Maine, preventing UNH from scoring that drive. Momentum's definitely their way.
The border battle's getting interesting here at Wildcat Stadium. Maine's got some momentum, down by 13, and they have the ball back. Look at the crowd, and what has turned into a little bit more of a chillier day, especially with the wind picking up to 12 miles per hour. It's 48 degrees here in Durham. Again, thankfully no rain as the game has taken place, but the home fans might be getting a little bit more tension in their stomach right now with Maine, although it's still down by 13 with a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, definitely still a close game. This is definitely could go either way, but we still got a full half of football left, man.
Not to mention the Black Bears are going to start at their own 2-yard line on this possession after a critical 4th down stop. And they might be pushed back even further. So Sincere Baines, the running back, whistle for the false start. And for Maine, that's now their 7th penalty of the game.
I mean, for a running back to false start when you're looking directly at the ball is a little unacceptable. I'm sorry, as a running back, that is crazy, but you can't afford that many penalties, especially when you're this close and you're in your own end zone. You can't afford any errors.
I wonder if it's the tension of just being so far backed up. So now it's at the 1-yard line of the Black Bears. They give. And it's Marshall who takes it up the gut and did a nice job to get it out of inside the 5 to just outside the 5. It's marked down at the 5.5-yard line.
Yeah, when you're that close to your own goal line, you really just need to buckle up and really be able to run and make some plays. That's a really good job by him, just going north to south and giving his team a little bit of wiggle room to breathe and try to get a first down.
So 2nd and 6 here for Maine. Peavy on play action, lofts it deep down the middle, looking for Irafin. It's incomplete. Good job in coverage there by Sean Webb, who we didn't expect to see today, but out here in the second half, it makes a nice play on that pass.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see Sean Webb back out there, but the QB almost had his wide receiver out there. That was very close to being a huge play.
And we have an official timeout, maybe tracking that pass. And I just want to make a quick correction. It was Deron Skinner who we didn't expect to see today. Sean Webb, he's been out there all day long and has done a nice job in terms of defending passes. The passing game really hasn't gotten going that much today for the Black Bears. You see that?
Ooh, yep.
The referee there grab his right hamstring. That's the back judge, Ronald R. Roberts Jr. So he's gonna stay on the sideline for a bit.
Refs are athletes too, man. Yeah, you know. Hopefully get a good stretch, and looked like he pulled something.
Hopefully it's just a cramp and nothing too serious. Looks like he's stretching out maybe that quad area a bit. So ultimately it's a 3rd and 6 here for the Black Bears. Clock stops with 6:58 left here in the 3rd quarter. Critical 3rd down for the Black Bears. Peavy in his own end zone throws it incomplete. And maybe a little lucky that it was an incompletion rather than an interception, as Brendan Tye did a nice job in coverage. There is a flag down on the play.
Oh boy. I think they might have called Darren Burton for some type of sportsmanlike conduct.
And that's when the Wildcat sideline has to be shaking their head at a bit. You just forced a 3 and out.
Yeah, like, why would you do that?
And Darren Burton, you could see him trying to give the ball to Elijah Smalls. And not only is it a first down for the Black Bears, it's also a gain of 15 yards as well.
And you get them out of the red zone pretty much. Why would you do something like that?
Scott Woods, the man in motion. We haven't said his name all that much. The running backs we have, and that's Baines, who picks up 4 yards. You know, Woods is the guy that leads this Black Bears team in receiving yards, catches, receiving touchdowns. He's been their go-to man on that front, and yet he has no catches today.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, like, they're still finding ways to be productive, even if he hasn't had any catches of the day. But they're definitely moving the ball now.
Second down and 6 for the Black Bears.
Outside run here for Baines. And by a couple of UNH tacklers. Did gain a couple on the play.
Not much going there, but still looking at about 3rd and 6. They're definitely trying to start using the running backs more.
In that first half, the Black Bears only had 1 rushing yard. They have over 50 here in the second half. A gain of 3 on that last play, so it's 3rd and 3 now on the 27-yard line of the Black Bears. Peavy, quick shot over the middle. He's got the tight end Smalls. First down and more. Ball does come out. Who has it? Late flag on the play. And they say the Wildcats have recovered it. Once again, the referee crew talking things over, making sure they have the call correct. All right, so the Wildcats, as of now, forced the fumble, recovered it, and then there was a sideline warning after that, but now they're going to review the play as well.
Yeah, the sideline warning doesn't mean much, it's just a warning, but, I mean, really good play by Elijah. Let's see if he actually fumbled it. It really depends on if they say his elbow counts as down. It looks like he didn't have possession. Yeah. We might be looking at this probably getting reversed. It really depends on what the ref thinks is considered down or if he doesn't have possession, but this would be a big mistake if you're Maine.
And you know, maybe the ambiguity of what it ultimately was, as you look at the review, it didn't seem so clear-cut that the elbow was down.
Yes.
And the ruling on the field is that it was a fumble recovered by UNH, so you want conclusive evidence to overturn it. The question is, with that review, does that seem conclusive enough?
To me, I'm not so sure. I can't really tell from this angle. That's about right then. I couldn't tell, but that's a better angle there.
Cohen Cook helped force that. You see it's on number 10 on your screen for UNH. All right, so they overturned the call. I'll give a shout out to Dylan Hand, who's heading up our production crew. You're saying in our ear, I think the elbow was down. The officiating crew saw the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. That last angle was very helpful to determine it, but definitely down. And that just saved the UMaine Black Bears from a costly turnover.
So it ends up being a first down for the Black Bears, and they still have possession. Over 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Marshall on first down, takes it to the outside, now cuts it back to the middle, and ends up picking up 5, and we have a couple of late flags come in. You can tell that this game's getting really testy as it's gone on.
I mean, there's just been so many penalties. Like, if you're UMaine, like you're being your own worst enemy right now.
So personal foul on the center, Nicholas Crucci. You can see he's still going after Trevor Berry.
Yeah, you just can't do something like that.
So 2nd and 20 for the Black Bears. PV rolls out to his right, finds his running back Marshall, who cuts it back toward the middle. Tackled at the 42-yard line, and another flag. So Nicholas Crucci again, unsportsmanlike conduct. He'd just been whistled for a personal foul, and you're going to see him come in late again on the screen and push Cameron Gardner-Young. And those are 2 back-breaking penalties for the Black Bears trying to get back into this game.
I mean, Joe, that's literally 30 yards by one person. That's just unacceptable to be doing something like that when you're trying to get back into the game. That's a costly mistake. Not too many people have a play for 3rd and 27.
Two huge mistakes. And Crucci's now actually off the field for the Black Bears. 3rd and 27 now. PV dumps it out to Marshall. Finds a little bit of space, takes it across the 40, and is brought down right at the 45-yard line. So it's 4th down. Again, the Black Bears are down by 13 at this point, and they do ultimately bring out the punting unit.
Yeah, I feel like you have to when you're that far away. Statistically, that's just not a good situation, but that's definitely self-inflicting wounds by the Black Bears. They definitely had some momentum, really had some plays, but 2 big penalties. Just can't afford something like that.
You think about just how critical every possession is right now at this juncture in the third quarter. Terrible times for those to come. Pecorella ends up getting off a pretty good punt, and Miles Thomason very smartly lets that roll into the end zone instead of trying to pick it up.
That was a crazy bounce. Really almost close to, I'm surprised that was a touchback, but really good job by Miles Thomason running away from it.
As Chris Martin of Coldplay would say, it was all yellow. A lot of flags here in the third quarter. Wildcats still leading by 13.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
At Mass General Brigham, the people we care for are at the center of everything we do. For those with cancer, we are with them for every twist and turn. Connecting cancer specialists and other experts from across our health system. New collaborations, new treatments, leading to new hope and possibilities. We're one against cancer. There's only one Mass General Brigham.
In life, we're all going in different directions. But even though we're different, we all want better health. Who doesn't want that? That's why at Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, a Point32 health company, we offer employers and members personalized guidance, from choosing the right plan to getting the right care. And all our plans support whole health for people and families of every kind. It's how we help you navigate your way to better health. Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, this way to better health.
Well, the Wildcats were gifted several penalties on that last Maine offensive drive. Maine now has 9 penalties in this game for 82 yards. And on that last drive for the Black Bears, Evan, I mean, those were some back-breaking ones in critical spots.
Yeah, it's just really, you got to really look at self-discipline on that one. When you're trying to get back into a game, you're trying to get momentum, you can't shoot yourself in the foot and have costly mistakes like that. It's just unacceptable as an offense.
Meanwhile, the Wildcats, they'll take over at their own 20-yard line after a touchback from the punter, Anthony Pecorella. It's Denzel Gibson in the backfield for UNH. Miles Thomason once again has received the significant portion of carries, 15 rushes for 32 yards. Gibson, 4 rushes, 20 yards, coming off a 90-yard performance against Bryant. He's swallowed up on first down, still tries to churn the legs to gain any yardage, and he ultimately gained 1.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think we're really going to see how the Wildcats utilize time management again, Joe. They got 2 minutes, 55 seconds left. They're still got plenty of time to move the ball down the field and really make the game really unattainable for the Black Bears.
And UNH, they've had 6 possessions in which they brought it into the red zone. It's been an interesting mix of results for them thus far. Two touchdowns, 2 field goals, and 2 fourth-down stops. Gibson, and a late flag comes in again as he is brought down at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're probably looking at holding.
Dominic Laudicina is called for holding. Taking over for Tolu Olajide, who went down with an injury in the first half. And just a quick correction, 7 drives for the Wildcats into the red zone. And they've ultimately cashed it in with 2 field goals, 2 touchdowns, and then again 2 fourth-down stops for the Maine Black Bears defense. So it's still a game because of that in some way, that they've only gone 2 for 7 in terms of turning those into touchdowns. And now backed up with another penalty of their own, 2nd and 19. Beza in his own end zone throws it incomplete for Gibson.
Smart play by Beza right there. Just really just escaping the pressure and just avoiding the sack. I'll tell you what, Joe, penalties are definitely playing a factor for both teams. That holding penalty has put them very far away for a 3rd and 19. Not much you can do, and if you're UNH, I'm expecting them to probably throw a run or a quick screen just to try to give them enough pressure to punt.
Especially because the defense has been so good today for the Wildcats. But to your point about UNH, they have 7 penalties for 55 yards. 3rd and 19. A dump out to Thomason. You predicted that pretty well. Wasn't a screen necessarily, but just a play to get them some yardage. And Thomason is able to do that, but it's 4th down, and Matt Guidebeck comes out.
I figured it'd be something quick and, yeah, utilize Miles Thomason just to get some wiggle room. But back to what you said, this is still, at the end of the day, like a UNH defense that has been doing a pretty good job stopping the Black Bears. But, again, if Maine finds a way to score again, we got ourselves a game, Joe.
It's not over yet. And Guidebeck, he's out for the first time today. This is the first time in this game that the Wildcats have punted. Short kick with the wind knocking down the ball. Again, it's 12 miles per hour to the east. The wind is blowing right now. And so Maine takes over with excellent field position.
Yeah, that was barely even like a 30-yard punt. That was costly right there for UNH, because now Maine is in great position.
It ends up just being a 25-yard punt for Matt Guidebeck, and this is a guy that averages over 40 yards per punt this season. But the wind, a huge factor on that one. So the Black Bears, despite all their penalties, they take over on the Wildcats' 42-yard line, still down by 13. And Peavy's picked off. Sean Webb taken down right around the 50-yard line. A huge answer from the Wildcats defense. And Sean Webb with a critical interception.
Talking about a play right off the bat. What a play by Sean Webb, just to kind of take back the momentum the Black Bears had. Caused a mistake by Pevy right there, and what a good job by Sean Webb.
In a game in which the Wildcats are without some critical players in the secondary like Zeron Skinner and Kelby Hampton, Sean Webb with a massive interception, his first of the season. This is a guy that missed all of October due to injury. And he's come back at the right time, especially when the Wildcats need him today.
Yeah, definitely. He was battling injuries, so it's a really cool to see him out there again, making some huge plays.
So the Wildcats now take over. Veza brought down. Ends up being a loss of 4 on first down, and now kind of a stalemate between the defenses, which for the Wildcats doesn't necessarily hurt them up by 13. But they also want to pad this lead going into in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this UMaine defense has done a really good job kind of keeping Veza and his weapons at bay right there. Not much being able to do so far for this quarter.
Two receivers on each side. Comes to Thomason, who's walloped from behind. That's Couchman and Kalume ganging up on the tackle.
Also looks like Santos is signaling them to just wait until the next quarter. So not much going on that play. Got ourselves a 3rd and 12 now.
And the Wildcats offense shut out in the third quarter, but because they built up such a big lead going into halftime, they have some room to work with. Up by 13 on the Black Bears with a fourth quarter upcoming here in the border battle. The Bryce Cal Musket up for grabs. The Wildcats trying to wrap up a victory. It'll be their 4th in a row against the Black Bears. Fourth quarter coming up next. Fourth quarter action here at Wildcats Stadium. And the Wildcats have a 3rd and 12 upcoming here, trying to pad this lead down by, or up 13 here against the Black Bears. And the battle for the Bryce Cowell musket on the Wildcats 46. Beza trying to evade the rush, throws it to the right side, incomplete. Pass intended for Fillion. Good job there by Braden Isaiah in coverage, but also Devin Vaught coming in on the rush, making that a much more difficult pass for Beza.
He definitely showed the speed right there. It looked like they had a holding that will definitely be declined. And like I said, I mean, if Maine is able to get some momentum back and score again, they really have a game. We'll have a game, really, Joe.
Yeah, credit this Maine defense. The way that they've defended in this second half has been really impressive. Forcing a second consecutive 3 and out. The good thing for Matt Guidebeck is he's now kicking into the wind rather than against it. Using it to his advantage. And Woods doing a nice job just letting that one go behind him. And with that, the Black Bears offense will try to go to work down by 13.
They definitely have a big task ahead of them to keep moving the ball down the field. And like you said, wind might play a factor in this, because throwing a ball like this in the wind might cause some issues.
Just recapping that third quarter, Evan, the Wildcats, they just had 51 total yards of offense, and the Black Bears, they had 118. It was flip-flopped in terms of just the Wildcats dominating from an offensive standpoint in total yardage in the first half. Maine has got something going offensively here in the second half, and it's that running game that we're starting to see them actually utilize to pretty strong effect. As Baines gets it on first down, takes it to the outside. He's got some space to get some more yards, and he cuts it inside and is still going. Picks up the first down, and here comes some late flags.
Definitely going to probably be a late hit, but Baines did such a great job churning his feet and really not allowing anybody to tackle him.
This crew's been busy today. So unnecessary roughness issued against Trevor Berry. That is now the 8th penalty against UNH.
I mean, yeah, just look at this. Just won't allow anybody to tackle him. Yeah, you just can't. I think they called on Trevor Berry because he was trying to force Baines to fumble the ball, but he's over there, kind of looks like he's punching him.
Ball on the Black Bears 46 now. PV on play action, dumps it off to Marshall, who was tackled right at the legs. Darren Burton II has had quite a game for the Wildcats.
I'll tell you what, he's definitely coming with some violence right there. Really good job just not even allowing the receiver to make a move and immediately get him to the ground. That's what you want to see out of a DB in the open field.
On the passes to the backs, there just hasn't been a lot of yards after catch for Maine. And again, no catches in this game for Scott Woods yet. Second and 12, quarterback keeper for Peavy. Those have worked here in the second half, and he picks up the first down with his legs.
Yeah, Peavy's doing a really good job making something happen with his feet. Those 2 big runs this half. Really good job, and I think it's just something the Wildcats aren't expecting right now. Again, Maine's getting closer and closer to the red zone. We still got 13 minutes left.
At one point, this was a 27-7 game. Maine scored the only points of the third quarter. Touchdown catch for Trevin Ewing. Now on the move here in the fourth in the Wildcats territory. Marshall on first down. And he picks up the first down. Brought down to the 31-yard line, a gain of 12.
Big chunk of a play right there. I tell you what, I mean, a lot of momentum's going on right now for Maine. That's a really good run. Good job going up the field. That's more first. This has been a lot of first downs this half, Joe.
And remember, Maine only had 1 rushing yard in the first half. It's been a huge difference for them in the second half. They've gotten it going on the ground. Baines this time. Baines has got some space. Or check that, it was thrown to the outside. Got fooled there a little bit, but it was Trevor Ewing on the catch. On the handoff, rather.
I mean, they're definitely doing a good job just kind of really finding ways to get up the field and making plays. And I think they definitely made the right adjustments after this half. Because this first half, they weren't making plays like this, Joe. Not at all, really.
And done nothing but make plays on this drive. So 2nd and 7. Here comes the pressure. Flag thrown, pass caught on the sideline. We'll see if that's brought back.
Looks like it's going to be holding. But they also called a holding on UNH as well, I think.
Yeah, there's 2 flags now on the play. There's one on the far sideline and then one more toward the backfield. All right, so 2 penalties on the play. The one that ultimately matters to us is the hold from the left guard, Anthony Eliano. And then you see the second one there.
Went out of bounds. Yeah. If you're Maine, you just have to be at a loss of words. These are so many penalties that are just knocking you back from what you want to do. You want to get points on the board and you want to score, but they just keep being their own worst enemy right now.
And it's happened in cases where they feel like there's momentum. All right, so this is interesting. They end up accepting the penalty where the receiver was out of bounds first before ultimately catching the ball. And so what that does is the yardage is sort of gained back to where it was at 2nd down, but now it's 3rd down.
Yep, they just lost it down. So I guess that's a strategic effort for UNH just to try to get them to 4th down.
See if it pays off. The ball once again at the 28-yard line here of the Wildcats. 3rd and 7. 3 receivers split out to the right, 1 to the left. Peavy over the middle, finds Woods for the first time today, and a critical first down for the Black Bears.
I mean, a really good job just getting open and converting on that first down. I mean, tell you what, all things are working for Maine if they could just get out of their own way and actually get some points on the board.
Woods, a transfer from Harvard. He was an Ivy League first-team member as a return specialist. He leads the CAA in returning yards per return, but on top of that, he's the best receiver on this Black Bears team. He's got 1 catch under his belt now in this game. Black Bears have it in the red zone. Quarterback keeper for Peavy. He's got some room, and he's taken down at the 9-yard line. A gain of 10, another first down for the Black Bears to set up 1st and goal.
These QB runs have been really working for UMaine. Peavy's doing a really good job just making something happen with his feet. Something maybe the Cats didn't anticipate when they first came up with this game, but he's doing a really good job making these first downs happen.
And once again, it's the ground game that's getting it done for Maine in critical spots. So 1st and goal on the 9-yard line of the Wildcats. Trying to pull off the upset here in Durham. This is Marshall, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Maine. The redshirt freshman, Rashawn Marshall, with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. And we have a game here in Durham.
I know. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We got ourselves a football game. This run game is definitely working for Maine. Really good job making everything happen. Now, Joe, 27-20.
Tremblay on for the extra point. He's been perfect this season, 34 for 34. Make it 35 for 35. A 6-point game here at Wildcat Stadium. What an answer from the Black Bears. 14 unanswered points. It's a 1-possession game here in Durham. Well, the Wildcats are now looking for a response. Maine, all of a sudden, back in this game. They've cut it to a single possession with 14 unanswered points in this second half.
I mean, I tell you what, a lot of momentum going UMaine's way. They finally got some points on the board, and now they really made it a game. And UNH is definitely seeing what's happening when they get in the red zone and aren't scoring by 7s.
We'll see how Maine ultimately goes about this kickoff. We've seen them do a script kick. We've seen them just kind of punt it up in the air. And of course, Pecorella has been able to get one into the end zone as well for a touchback. Wildcats are just trying to be ready for anything. It's a squib this time. And the football just stops dead as TJ Farrell is able to place his body on top of it. Nice job again by the defensive end. Second time we've seen him be involved on a kickoff.
He's really showing his ball skills, because at the end of the day, that's all you need from a defensive end. Get on the ball, don't do anything flashy, make sure your offense gets it. That's a really good operation by that man right there.
Meanwhile, for the UNH offense, in this second half, it has been a struggle to say the least. And one part of this game that they'll look at and wish it ended differently if they lose is in the third quarter. They had a drive that ended on a 4th down stop when they could have added on more points. Thomason races to the 31-yard line for a gain of 4.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you want to see. Now, for UNH, you definitely want to control the clock. You need to start getting points on the board if you're going to score, and definitely just keep the momentum your way. Like, this is a really good job by Miles so far.
Back-to-back offensive drives for the Wildcats. They've ended in punts. So I say they go back to Thomason and continue to try to utilize the ground game. And again, no Caleb Burke right now. Only a couple receivers out there in Fillion and Wilson alongside McKinney. Throw comes to Fillion on the near side. It's caught. And it's now 3rd and 3 upcoming for UNH.
Again, Fillion's definitely been reliable all game long, but definitely we need to see what they can do on this 3rd down. Again, really good throw and catch right there, making it at least 3rd and manageable for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Fillion's now got 4 receptions. That leads all Wildcats players. Nice job on the out route and able to convert that into a short gain. So 3rd and 3 here for UNH. The Maine sideline fired up, hoping for another stop. Veza rolls out to his left. He's got some space, tries to rumble for the 1st down. Did he get there? Yes, he did.
Like we've been saying, Veza does such a good job making stuff happen with his feet. I thought for sure he'd go down before making the 1st down, but what a good job by Veza moving the chains and keeping the ball in UNH's hands.
He makes it happen so often with his legs. I think to his credit, he's used that right arm a lot more in the 2nd half, but knows that in his back pocket, if he needs to get some yardage, and especially short yardage, he could do it on the ground. Seven and a half to go here in the border battle. Thomason up the middle, gains 2.
You're definitely starting to see the rivalry happen. A lot of physical contact going on, but again, Miles Thomason's doing a good job, just little by little getting good yards for the Wildcats. This is what you're going to see UNH do really well, just the time management. They've been doing it all season long.
And who else on the tackle but Christian Thomas, who, by the way, is coming off a 19-tackle performance against URI, which was a career best performance for the star linebacker. Wildcats take a timeout. So the clock stops with 6:47 left here in the 4th quarter, and that's the first timeout taken by UNH here in the 2nd half. And this is where the strengths for the Wildcats can really come into effect. They lead the CAA in time of possession, 5th in the entire nation in that category. And this is where it becomes so critical. If you could just bleed the clock, and of course as you do that, you're marching your way down the field, this ball game could be essentially over.
100%, but I think at the end of the day, I think for a drive like this, you want to keep eating up the clock, but you want to at least make this a 2-possession game again, put the pressure on Maine again to score more. But right now, again, it's a 2nd and 8. There's a lot can happen.
Certainly can, and again, if the Wildcats ultimately lose this game, they'll look back at those red zone trips. They've had 7 thus far. Only 2 of them have turned into touchdowns. 2nd and 8. Veza takes it up the middle, and he's got another 1st down. Brought down from behind by Devin Vaught, but another big gain on the ground for the UNH quarterback.
It looks like both quarterbacks are just going to make it happen by themselves, doing such a really good job, again, just running right up the field, making people miss, and converting and making sure he's getting a 1st down. What a good job by this young QB.
Yeah, only a sophomore. That's the beautiful thing for UNH. And Coach Santos not only raves about how much his confidence has grown as the year has gone on, but the other parts of his game. The film study has really improved as the year's gone on, but his toughness has also shown itself out this season, and his willingness to put his body on the line every time he decides to run the football. This time it comes to Thomason, and he's knocked down across the 40-yard line. Ultimately tackled at the 39, a gain of 7 though for Miles Thomason.
Again, gains like that are perfect though, because now the down and distance is close. Time is still going by, nothing's stopping. Again, really good job on Miles Thomason making something happen.
The freshman Shane Keys Wilson ultimately knocked him down. But you're seeing this from the Wildcats. They're bleeding the clock. They're huddling right now, just trying to make that clock continue to dwindle. And they also, in the back pocket, have Nick Reed for a field goal if they need it, and he's 4 for 4 today. Fillion in motion. It comes to Thomason. Cuts it to the outside. He's got the first down and more. Rumbling toward the 25-yard line. Brought down at the 26. A gain of 13 for Miles Thomason.
Man, like I said, we're really getting to see what Veza and Thomason can do. Doing such a great job just making everything happen, making people miss, getting up the field. This is what you want to see from your backfield in a scenario like this. Eating up a lot of clock right now.
And the senior on a day in which 26 players, seniors and more honored for the Wildcats. It's coming up big down the stretch. Exactly when the Wildcats needed it. He's still in the backfield. 3 receivers split out to the left. He gets it one more time. And a nice gain up the middle. Looked like he was only going to get maybe 2 or 3 and ends up picking up 4.
But again, this is the perfect scenario for UNH. If you're Maine, you're probably going to start thinking about doing something to stop the run at some point. Eating up a lot of clock. We got 3 minutes, 57 seconds left. You can imagine if this keeps going on, timeouts are going to start being wasted.
And they still have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. This drive started on the Wildcats' 27-yard line. They brought it to the Black Bears' 23. Strickland in motion. This time Veza keeps it. Tries to muscle his way to that first down marker, and he's just shy of it. It's going to set up a 3rd and 1, and it's a gain of 5 on the ground for Matt Veza.
Again, good job by Veza, making it at least a 3rd and manageable. Holding on to the ball, not letting just one person tackle him. Again, say what we want, Veza's a real physical runner.
He's a tough kid, and you go back to the earlier part of this drive, Evan, that 3rd and 3. He just barely gets the first down, extending his arm, and that could be ultimately the most critical play of this drive if the Wildcats can cash it in for points. 3rd and 1 on the Black Bears 17. Quarterback keeper for Veza lunges across the 21 to the 20-yard line. First down, UNH.
Again, when in doubt, you gotta trust your QB to make something happen. Really good job by Veza. Again, just continuing to move the chains, running right up the field, falling forward.
Right at the 15-yard line, I should say, but a critical first down for UNH nonetheless, and we are inching our way closer to the 2-minute timeout. They'll have to get one more play off before it. This is a penalty against the Wildcats. It's been the theme all day long.
Number 88, offense. 5-yard penalty.
It's the 9th penalty against UNH today.
Man, both teams just seem to be getting penalties when they don't really need it, but unfortunate. But at the end of the day, if you're UNH, you just got to play smart. You're in field goal range. The ball's on your court. You just got to start just killing clock and make sure you end with some points.
9 penalties for 75 yards for UNH. Fortunately for them, Maine has 10 penalties for 82 yards. So it's been an issue on both sides. 1st and 15. Thomason bounces it to the outside and slides inside the 10. Another big run for this Wildcats offense in a critical spot. And we hit the 2-minute timeout with the Wildcats deep in enemy territory. 27-21. The Wildcats 2 minutes away from wrapping up a victory, but a critical 2 minutes upcoming.
In life, we're all going in different directions. But even though we're different, we all want better health. Who doesn't want that? That's why at Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, a Point 32 health company, we offer employers and members personalized guidance. from choosing the right plan to getting the right care. And all our plans support whole health for people and families of every kind. It's how we help you navigate your way to better health. Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, this way to better health.
At Mass General Brigham, the people we care for are at the center of everything we do. For those with cancer, we are with them for every twist and turn, connecting cancer specialists and other experts from across our health system. New collaborations, new treatments, leading to new hope and possibilities. We're one against cancer. There's only one Mass General Brigham.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
So 2nd and 5 upcoming here for the Wildcats. Alongside Evan Gray, I'm Joe Weil. And this game means so much to both of these programs, the battle for the Bryce Cowell musket. And yet, it's not over quite yet. It was 27-7 at the halftime break. Maine has scored all the points in the second half, but this has been a fantastic drive for UNH to get it to the Black Bears' 10-yard line. Veza looks to the sideline. He's got Thomason to his left. Keeper for Veza, up the middle, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown UNH. And that might just about do it.
Man, you got to give all the credit to Veza on that whole play. He converted on first downs, led the team. What a touchdown by this young QB.
He made so many critical plays with his legs on this drive, including a critical 3rd and 3 early in the drive, but the Wildcats take it from their own 27-yard line into the end zone for a critical touchdown.
And you got to give it credit too, Joe. Like, this was a offense that was struggling all of this half after the success they had in the first half. So to be able to capitalize when they needed it was a huge win for the Wildcats.
Ends up being a 10-yard touchdown run for Matt Veza. This is something that he does often. 8 rushing touchdowns now in the year. 2-point conversion. Veza finds or was looking for McKinney. Incomplete. Good job in coverage there by Jamari Gibson. And so it's a 12-point game. 1:56 to go. And here's another look at the run.
Yeah, look at that. What a great job by Veza, man.
The cannon's fired off. And 1 minute and 56 seconds remain in between the Wildcats and the Bryce Cowell musket for the 4th consecutive year. Just to give you more background on the musket itself, we haven't talked about this yet. It's a flintlock rifle made by Ebenezer Nutting of Falmouth, Maine. And it was made somewhere in the 1700s, between 1722 to 1745. It's got a 43-inch barrel, and it's rifled to a 60.65 caliber. And they've been presenting this since the late 1940s to the winner. You'll see it at the end of the game with whoever wins this game, the team holding it up. And of course, the Wildcats, they've had it in their possession the last 3 seasons. They're feeling much better about their chances of keeping it right now after that touchdown run for Matt Veza. Maine special teams trying to answer here, and ultimately Trevin Ewing is stopped, popped right around the 25-yard line. And so Maine's going to have to make this happen quickly. 1:49 to go, down by 12 now. And we'll see if this is the final appearance of Jen the Dungeon Dog today. Also a flag on the play.
Yeah, Maine just can't get out of their own way with all these penalties. another one when you need to start really getting points on the board.
Yeah, now they're backed up to their own 9-yard line. To Maine's credit, they got the ground game going here in the second half. They've been able to generate 155 yards on the ground here in the second half, but they have to get the passing game rolling as Woods heads to the sideline after a solid gain on first down. They'll have to get him likely more utilized if they want to score quickly.
Yeah, you don't have much time. You got to make something happen. Hopefully hold on to your timeouts.
Here comes the pressure. Peavy avoids it and just fires it into the ground.
Not much he could do, but he was definitely running for his life. Cam Gardner was very close, I believe, to making the tackle right there. Really didn't have much going on.
So it's now 3rd and 2 on the Black Bears' 17-yard line. And credit to them, a good effort in the second half after falling down 27-7. But UNH, with their sideline completely fired up, knowing what could be on the other side, holding up the musket, and then maybe tomorrow finding out that they're a part of the FCS playoffs. Peavy throws over the middle. It's a first down, not a whole lot of yardage, but the Black Bears do move the sticks. And it was Woods who ultimately corralled his 3rd catch.
And I can imagine if you're UMaine, you want to get on the ball really fast. You don't want to burn a timeout right now.
Peavy once again trying to evade the rush. Once again fires over the middle. And one more time connects with Woods.
Another first down. Clock stops. This is what you want to see if you're UMaine. Again, still got a tough task. A lot of field left to gain.
4 catches now for Woods. Peavy thought about throwing it deep. He's going to just run it this time, but he's going up the middle and slides ultimately at the 37-yard line. And the Black Bears are going to utilize their first time out.
I think that's smart. They're trying to get something going. Still got 2 full timeouts. You got plenty of time, but you got at least over 40 yards to try to score, so they need to make something happen really fast, Joe.
Have to do it very quickly. 1:02 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Again, just storylines wise for the Wildcat side of things, as we take a look at this last play. You see Peavy, he wanted to throw it deep and just decided he had to tuck it and run to gain any yardage. And a late tackle there from Brendan Ty. But storyline-wise for UNH, again, they were 3-4 at one point this season, and they probably knew that at that point they had to win out to be a part of the conversation for the FCS playoffs. They came into today with 4 consecutive wins, and now they're a little over a minute away from an 8-4 season. Peavy just chucks it incomplete.
Chucked it, but there was really nobody to really throw to. Everybody was covered. He was facing a lot of pressure. Not much he could really do.
That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, if you're UMaine, there's not much else you can really be doing. It's 3rd and 6, 58 seconds left.
3rd and 6 on the Black Bears' 37-yard line. Less than a minute to go. Peavy moves out to his right, just chucks it, looking for a man open. It's incomplete. Almost connected with Gianni Rosito and had a chance to. He was open and just undershot him.
Yeah, that's a tough one when you have a QB that's kind of just running for his life to throw away from you. Just short, just missed it. This is about the game right here, Joe.
Critical 4th down for the Black Bears to keep this game alive. They've showed a lot of fight here in this second half, but this is it. 4th and 6. Three receivers split out to the right. It's Marshall to Peavy's left. the graduate student. And we have a flag on the play. It was a timeout. It would have been a delay of game, but a timeout was ultimately called. So Maine uses their second timeout. And ideally, you know, from their perspective, they'd want to have used that after a big gain over the middle, but at the same time, you have to keep this game extended by just converting this 4th down, and maybe they felt like they didn't have the right play.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth and 6. Peavy keeps it, and he's got nothing but open space in front of him. Across the 20, the 10, a quarterback keeper touchdown for Carter Peavy. 63 yards to the house.
Was anybody expecting that, Joe? Whoa, the QB definitely had some wheels and escaped a very caught off UNH defense. I don't think anybody was expecting that play. What a run by this QB, and made things really interesting. Wow, what a run.
Just when it felt like the Black Bears were dead in the water on their own 37-yard line, a 4th and 6, Carter Peavy rips off his second rushing touchdown of the game. 63 yards, and now the extra point. Kick is up and it's blocked. So it stays a 6-point game. And 39 seconds remain, not done yet.
It really all just depends on this onside kick. I believe that was Cameron Gardner-Young on the deflection again. He's had a couple this season, right, Joe?
Yeah, he's made a showing of that this season. And the Wildcats, especially from the special team standpoint earlier this year, were really able to step up and block some kicks. That's actually his 3rd block kick of the year.
Yeah, it really just depends on this kick now.
And of course, Maine with just 1 timeout remaining. They go for the onsides. They have to recover.
Oh boy, let's see what they can do.
Sam Tremblay, the kicker here for the onside kick. Tremblay, and we have a flag on the play. Ball up for grabs. Wilson got it. Well, Chase Wilson ultimately recovers it. There was a flag anyway, and that'll do it.
Yep, I believe that'd be offsides.
Rick Santos telling his team to go back to the sideline. They already had 1 sideline warning. So Latrell Couchman, he was whistled offside.
Yep. Definitely crossed the line before the kick was happened. Costly mistake. It probably wouldn't have mattered because Chase Wilson got the ball. That's ball game right there, Joe.
Hard fought on both sides. A great effort from Maine in the second half. But a 10-yard touchdown run for Matt Vezza proves to be the difference.
You got to give credit to this UMaine team. They had a lot of adversity and somehow managed to come back.
Yeah, they cut it to 27-21, and then the Wildcats had a huge drive that upped it to a 2-possession game. They went 13 plays, 73 yards, and it was capped off by that aforementioned 10-yard touchdown run for Matt Vezza. Matt Vezza takes a knee. And the clock will continue to dwindle. Maine had 1 timeout remaining. They're not going to use it. And the Bryce Cal Musket will once again reside in Durham. UNH beats Maine for a 4th consecutive season. The Wildcats end their year with 5 consecutive victories. They finish 8-4. And they put themselves in great position for another chance to compete in the FCS playoffs.
Definitely gave this committee a lot to think about, but again, really good job by the Cats just being on this run and now getting the Bryce Cal Musket. So definitely hope to see them in the playoffs. They had a really good run.
33-27, the final here from Wildcat Stadium. The Wildcats they continue to dominate this matchup. They have won 20 of the last 23 times they've faced off against Maine. And the race to grab the musket. Another proud moment for this UNH program. The Bryce Cal Musket is UNH's once again after a 33-27 victory against the Maine Black Bears.
Love to see it, Joe. That thing means a lot to both programs, so the fact that UNH is able to just consistently have this record for it, really good to see.
That'll continue to reside in the UNH locker room. Rick Santos just continues to do it. 4 seasons at the helm here in his current run as the Wildcats head coach. And 4 times his team has beaten the program's arch rival. And you think about that, you think about the implications, as we've talked about all day long, for the Wildcats in terms of the FCS playoffs. It wasn't maybe picture perfect. There were some missed opportunities on the red zone side of things, but ultimately they got the job done.
Definitely, Joe, and I mean, definitely love to see it. This was a great game. This is what rivalry week's all about, Joe.
It certainly is, and for the Wildcats players that were honored before the game, a fitting end. This team 3-4 at one point this season. They end the year with 5 consecutive victories and ultimately pull it out against their arch rival Maine, 33-27 at Wildcat Stadium. What a fun year bringing UNH football your way, and hopefully, if you're a Wildcats fan, it extends into the postseason. Want to thank our fantastic production crew who's done a great job all football season long, headed up by Dylan Hand. Great to be with the legend himself, the former UNH running back, Evan Gray. And I'm Joe Wild, bringing you the final score one final time here from Wildcat Stadium. It is the UNH Wildcats, the 25th ranked team in the country, 33. Maine Black Bears, 27. Thanks for joining us for this edition of FCS Football on FloCollege.